What's up? What's up? What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans, guys. We are live here for the much-awaited Tuesday night panel conversation. We have a special treat for you all tonight. We're not just going to be debating and proving EM Dolphins fan wrong tonight, even though he still will be proven wrong. I'm pretty sure in many facets, but we are actually bringing a special gift to you all tonight. We're going to have a live panel conversation / debate on a few mock drafts. I think the panel is pumped up and ready. More than half of the panel is here right now. We're waiting on two more. They'll be in at any moment. So we're gonna kick the breeze for a little bit, chat up with everybody, and check out everybody. I hope y'all ready for tonight. I am excited. Let me see who the first mod was in the building. One moment, guys. Let me pull up my YouTube chat section so I can see who the first mod in the building was. There we go. We got 51 in the room already and only 28 likes. So y'all punch that like button. Show your love and support, guys. Let's do this the right way. Let's see. All right, live chat. All right, when we're off, let's see who's the first mod I have up in here. Finsanity5 as always, but we got Chef Jew right behind her saying, how are y'all doing? And Reason also tuned, checked in. Let's see, any more mods? Just want to make sure before we get started. Chad Marshon, shout out to you, homie. And FM, I see you here. I'm glad everybody's here with us tonight. 54 in the room, 37 likes. Y'all punch that like button. We already got one dislike. Hey, that's their business. Ain't no, we welcome all the Matt Burke lovers to the channel, so it's okay. It's okay. We're going to always get hate. If you don't have any hate, you ain't doing something right. In TD Fans Talk, the home of the real Miami Dolphin fans, we just keep doing things right. Oh, 2 dislikes? That's even better, baby. That means we're doing something right, man. If you ain't got, I'm telling y'all, for real talk, that's a rule of thumb. If you ain't got haters, you ain't doing something right. You should be working hard, busting your behind to pile up the haters, because that means you're headed in the right direction and doing the right thing, baby. But shout out to everybody who did hit that like button, who appreciates this channel and appreciate what we bring day in and day out, night in and night out to this channel, to everybody who loves the Miami Dolphin fans. And I mean it when I say this, the home of the real Miami Dolphin fans, baby, because all the real ones are over here hanging out with us on a normal basis. Just living and breathing our team, baby. Keep the great work, TD. We love and appreciate you. Shout out to you, Wets, and that's 100, bro. I love you for that, man. And thank you to everyone, and happy holidays to everyone. Happy holidays. I wish you and your family the very, 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 very best. And I wish, and not just wish, I pray that you see a lot of blessings and prosperity coming your way, not for the new year, but starting this minute on forward in your life. All right. Again, love y'all. We're going to go ahead and get started, guys, but we want to bring in our first panelist of the night, none other than the queen herself, Finsanity5. What's up, Finsanity?
What's up, TD? How you guys doing tonight?
I'm great. I hope everybody ready for this. Are you ready for this mock draft?
TD, I'm ready for the actual draft. That's what I'm ready for. Vegas, the bright lights, the strip, and then, Roger Goodell. Oh, my gosh. He comes across the, stage with that envelope with our logo on it. And then with the emptieth pick, the Miami Dolphins select whom? That's what we all want. That's what we're all waiting for. This is real. I am ready. It's like I cannot contain the excitement of the end of April and being on that floor with you guys and, giving that live coverage that no one else is going to be able to do, TD. We're going to make this thing happen. We're going to bring live coverage from the floor.
One way or another, man. And I remember everybody was showing a lot of love and appreciation for you giving us live in-game coverage of the MetLife takeover. We thought you were going to lose your voice.
Man, listen, my parents are like the best parents in the world. They had some tea waiting for me, some halls, electric blankets, because they knew how cold it was, just to make sure that I was going to be prepared. My mom said, no nights off. You get no nights off. So wow. I was ready.
And side note to Ronnie Nelson, no, I didn't find one that can trade back and forth. I think there are some, but it's so complicated. I have to figure that out first. As we continue to do these nights, we'll get. Listen, it's all about bringing bigger and better things every chance we get here on TD Fans Talk. So don't be surprised you look up and we got everything you want, everything you need, and everything.
Yes,
All right. Oh, look, okay. Look who we got backstage. Y'all already know, man. Y'all already know the reason that we're here. What's up, Reason?
What's good, fam?
Look at Reason coming through with the what's the color Reason? Is it orange or is it aqua? I mean, talk to us. What you got on, man?
I'm gonna go with orange.
You got the orange rolling tonight?
Yeah. But I just wanted to – I know a lot of people are hyped up in the comments about what we're about to do, and I just want to kind of preface everything I'm going to say with my mock is done in two – I have two mocks, okay, guys? I have one where the Dolphins get a totally 110% clear-cut good grade on Tua's medical. I have one where they do not. Okay, and that did affect my drafts, my first round. It affected a lot of things. And I also did do these mocks with the idea in mind that Jordan Love isn't transferring to Texas Tech and Jacob Eason and Jake Fromm are declaring. So I want to put those things out there first because one of those names does pop up.
Well, any draft board with Tua only going to Miami is probably an F. I'm just saying. But anywho, we shall see. We shall see, man. Backstage, who is this? What's up, Esteban? What's going on, homie? He muted. He don't even know he muted.
Oh, what's up, you guys? How y'all doing?
We're great. We're great, man. I'm glad you're here with us tonight, man. Right now, we're still waiting on Mr. Ball Game and EM. I'm about to hit him up in just a moment just to make sure everything is good because they said that they should be available at this time. So, guys, first and foremost, I wanted to go around to the panel and ask, what do you think the top three needs for this team are and why? And I think that's a good starting point. I think we should start with you, Esteban. Talk to us on your top three needs and why.
I'm going to go – it's cliche, but if Burrow's there, that's the only reason I'd go quarterback. Other than that, if he's off the board, I'm going trenches. I'm going I'm going to go the exception to Chase, offensive line. I'm going to go O-line. So it's going to be O-line. No, actually, I'm going to stick with D-line, and then I'm going to go O-line.
And third?
Third, cornerback.
Quarterback. So why
no, not quarterback. Corner.
Cornerback.
Defense. Yeah.
So why those three?
I just feel that those are biggest needs as far as being able to be competitive with what the team needs.
Okay. So what about yourself, Reason?
So I still think the biggest need in the long run is quarterback. For obvious reasons, I still think it's the most important position on the football field. I think our second biggest need is we have no one who sets the edge, so we need an edge rusher, 110%. And then third, I would say offensive line. You could go interior or you could go a tackle, take your pick, but we need guards. We need a new center because Kilgore's obviously not the answer long term, and we need tackles for sure. I know Dieter got benched because he's been I think he's allowed the second most sacks in the NFL this year. I think he's at 6 or 8, and the leader's 12. So we definitely need to address that. So yeah, those would be my three biggest needs.
Interesting. Finsanity, what you got for us?
And TD, you already know. Hello, everybody. Once again, listen, we need to get, a defensive line. What I saw this weekend live with my own eyes, we need someone to get pressure on these quarterbacks. It was hilarious, but it was also the bad taste in your mouth just to see Sam Darnold back there comfortable. in that pocket. It was just like, come on, like this is a rivalry game. This dude's jersey should be like 30. Like, come on, like get this man on his back, like touch him or something, like nothing. After that, let's see. We definitely got to get some offensive line because I believe Josh Rosen, is going to need some help, and he's going to, if you want to attack someone's quarterback, you also have to be able to protect your own. So let's go get an offensive lineman. And then let's get some secondary help. People forget, Rashad and Bobby and all those. They're pretty soon they're going to be veterans. And while we're developing talent, let's get somebody and this depth, this really good, class of secondary players that's coming in. And let's start developing now. So when it's time for these guys' contracts to come up, we can be like, all right, go do your thing, go get on a veteran minimum salary or whatever. We already got your replacement in. He's ready to come in and keep the wheels on the machine of that defense churning. So let's just go do that.
And for the record, I don't think we're keeping Rashard Jones. I'm overly convinced now that Rashard Jones will no longer be a Dolphin next season.
I also think there's more than three needs. I also think running back and secondary are needs. So I agree with what Vincent said about the secondary, but also think obviously we need a running back.
Yeah, and I don't. What is this person talking about in the comment section about Tunsil basically putting in work in Houston? Tunsil ain't having a great season in Houston, just so you know, okay? All right. You should plus Tunsil doing work in Houston. Need both sides of the trenches. No. Tunsil is the second highest penalized offensive lineman in the NFL this year. I don't know what it is, but all these false starts, that's crazy, man. Flores would have been pulling his hair out and
what hair?
No hair, exactly.
Maybe Tunsil seeing ghosts. I don't know.
Maybe Tunsil tanking, saying
I know I've talked about this before. I think it was like his second or his third game in Houston. He dominated Joey Bosa when they put Bosa up against him. Though I do remember that vividly. Like he owned him. So I think that O-line in general is just such a mess in Houston. That's what's really holding them back. I think from that next level.
Yeah. Man, so I also wanted to talk about this too, because if we're going to do a mock draft, we also got to sit here and talk about, what are some of the things you think that we will definitely address in free agency, which is before the draft. So, because I want to get us in that mind frame of thinking about, the things that we feel we may definitely address in free agency. Because it should help us with our mock draft tonight. And we want to keep those things in mind. And hopefully everybody's making their picks based off of what you think that we're going to accomplish in free agency. So I'm going to just do two of them this time. And we're going to start with Esteban. Two positions you think that they're going to try to go find pieces in free agency that are starter material. Give me two.
Defensive end and cornerback. Defense. All defense.
Defensive end and cornerback.
Yeah.
Anybody in particular you think we may be targeting or just primarily those positions?
Man, after all the talks that we've had, I have to say that I'm pretty sure they're going to go after Ngakoue.
Wow.
I think that he should be number one on defense.
But do you see how that can adjust your draft board? You see how they can adjust your draft board? Thinking about free agency first? Because if we get Ngakoue and Chase Young is there, do we still go ahead and bite?
I think we would still go with Chase because of our coach. We have a defensive-minded coach. He's an ex-linebacker. And one of the positions that I love, my favorite position on the field is linebacker. And I know that's a position that he used to play. But I just feel that he's he believes so much in his coaching style that with the guys that we have at linebacker, I would expect that in this draft that we don't draft a linebacker till later on in the draft, because I just feel like he's defiant in his coaching and he believes with the guys that he has, that he can get the job done at that position. Because he's played it before, and I know he knows what he's looking at. I know he's not the one that's coaching the defense, but I know he's going to be in that room when we're drafting, And I'm just trying to say, I'm not speaking from my state of mind. I'm speaking of like what I think what he would want to do, because I know he's going to have influence on the draft. He has to, he's the one that's responsible for the results we get on Sundays. So that's my opinion on that.
Awesome, man. And it looks like we have someone coming in trying to interrupt. Let me see, who is that backstage trying to come on the stream? Oh, that's who that is. All right, guys, we're going to welcome in our resident know nothing guy, EM Dolphins fan. What's up, EM?
Yeah.
What's up, baby? Nice cut. Yeah.
Matching me.
Yeah.
I need that cup. Right now.
How y'all doing tonight?
We're good, man. I want to go ahead and get you caught up on the conversation. So, as you know, we're going to do an amazing mock draft. The first thing that I already asked everybody who's here on the panel was, what are the team's 3 most important needs at this time and why? And we can go ahead and get your take on it before we continue where we left off.
You said the 3 pressing needs?
Well, for you, 2 pressing needs, because we already know your number 1 is quarterback.
Well, yeah, exactly.
It ain't.
I said that too, though. Don't feel bad, EM. I said that too.
It ain't even quarterback. It's just 2.
Hey.
Just your 2 top.
Bro, it's tough to kind of answer that. I generally don't like to start thinking about that till around free agency. The end of February, early March, because you get a clear direction after free agency with, in what direction the team could possibly be going. But if I had to say today, obviously, long term, in my opinion, is obviously quarterback. I'm sure I'm gonna get killed in the comment section for that answer.
I said long term too, so it's already been said. You're good.
Finish him.
I would go, you know what? My second choice would be tackle. And the reason why I say tackle is because I'm praying actually that we address the interior on the offensive line through free agency. I think we can, with the players that's coming that will be available, that we could possibly, acquire and add to what we have going to our roster. I think the left and the right side, those would be immediate upgrades. And I think that, as far I would go interior line and free agency, but I think there are like 4 or 5 quality tackles. I think in the first and second round that we could use draft picks to address.
Yeah, there's a good amount of tackles I like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I even saw the other day. I even saw a WalterFootball.com is a website that I follow, and
they're pretty good. They're pretty good.
Excellent work as far as draft evaluation, and they have player profiles on their websites. I mean, the whole 9, mock drafts, the whole 9. And so they were saying that you can even find quality tackles possibly even into the 3rd and 4th round, like potential starters.
Yeah,
that's where I found mine.
Yeah, and on those tackles, bro. Dave is confusing me. And for those who don't know, our offensive line coach, Dave Guglielmo, he's confusing me because I understand the benching of Dieter. I really do understand it. It made sense. And people either don't think that Dieter is written off. It's just that he's been rotated out for now to get see if they can find another cohesive unit. But the way he was speaking recently about Davenport is as if he was speaking Davenport's praises, saying he's had his best game last week. And he was highly impressed with Davenport. Yeah, he said Davenport had a very strong game. And it makes sense because we really didn't have any problems on that side whenever I go watch the film. I didn't study him per se individually. But every time things broke down, I wasn't looking at the film and telling myself, left tackle. I saw where Dieter was having his issues. I saw where Bohm and those guys, because Bohm is starting now too, people don't realize. But I saw where the issues were coming from. And I didn't even think about Davenport, but to hear Dave say what he said today, it shocked me because I still need to go back and look at it myself, but he was kind of he said it was some affirmation, and Davenport played a hell of a game, one of his best games, and I like the progress he's making. So it's one of those up and down things. We also have to realize these guys are young. They're super young. And Dave made the best point of all, saying if you've evaluated a guy and he's still a rookie, then you don't know how to evaluate guys. It is impossible to evaluate a first-year player. They're still learning how to become professional. So it's one of those patience things. We got to see what happens, but there is no question. He said that we need some impact players on that O-line. The problem is we don't know who it is because everybody's up and down. So
I think Michael Dieter, I think he just could possibly be playing out of position at this point. I think he might even be better suited. I would even entertain moving him to center, to the middle, bro.
So here's the issue. I said that
he's athletic.
Yeah, but here I said this to TD earlier. So as a pass blocker, he's allowed 6 sacks, which is second most in the league behind Darrell Williams, who's allowed 12. But here's another thing. He's tied for the third most quarterback pressures allowed among guards with 34, and the highest is Billy Turner, former Dolphin, at 36. So, you know what I mean? I think he's a great number 2. He's a good backup.
I already forgot his name. What's the name of the guy that replaced Theater this week?
Sutherland.
So yes. I was actually impressed with him too. Dave talked about him as well. He said he only allowed 4 pressures on the quarterback and 0 sacks. And it was actually a very impressive game from him as well, replacing Theater. So it's just we've already had 9 offensive line unit changes. So it's a little scary right now because we keep changing it for one, and we're trying to find that perfect mix and see if those guys can ride out together with some cohesiveness. But I think we're 2 to 3 pieces away from that happening. So I think it's just something that's not going to be fixed until that point. But we have 180 people in the building, and we only have 74 likes. We're going to see if we can get that like button up, get people to show their love and support for the chat. The more likes we have, the more people that can join the stream. We have 180 people in the building. Make sure you hit that like button, guys. Go ahead and finish, EM.
That third, I'm sure I'm gonna get killed for this statement.
Finish
but my third need is gonna be inside linebacker, baby. Jerome Baker has to go in that role. We need to find a different role for him. I just think, and we talked about this last week. We need somebody that fits the physical profile that this team, that this defense, this base 34 needs. Jerome Baker, but he is just not a fit, in my opinion, long term. In that role. Again, if you want to find a role for him, that's fine. But the role he's currently in now, we need an upgrade immediately.
So you have that as a bigger need than edge?
Exactly.
Of course he does.
No. Hang on before y'all start. Hang on. The reason why I say that is because I think we're gonna be all in. I think, and I'm praying we get Jadeveon Clowney in the free agency. Mm-hmm.
Well, that was the next.
If you get Clowney, that position, definitely is upgraded. It's not as a pressing need.
So let me ask you this: if you had Clowney, and for that Pittsburgh pick, your boy Gross Matos is there, what would you do? Because I'll tell you right now, because I did 2 mocks. I don't know if you heard my little spiel. I did a non-healthy and I did a healthy to a mock, and one of them I did take Gross Matos with that pick, and I totally expect them to go out hard after Clowney and Ngakoue.
Well, man, yeah. I mean, I would not be upset at all if they took a page out of
the ceiling. It's the ceiling. That's why I took it.
I agree. We've talked about this at length, reason. But yeah, I wouldn't be mad at all if they took a page out of the San Francisco 49ers playbook, addressing that position free agency and doubling up on that position in the draft. So
can't go wrong.
Yeah,
I would not be crying at. I would not be upset at all if they went that route. But
well, that was the next question, EM. It was your top two. See, we might as well go EM and then jump up to Reason, because I know that's where we left off before EM came in the room and started giving us the ridiculous information he always gives. But that was the next question, EM. Because if we're gonna do a mock draft, we want to keep the mindset that free agency is first. So let's talk about two position needs, top priority position needs that you would go in free agency to get. Who would it be and why?
Man, bro. Only two?
Yes, I mean we're making it tough, and because these are your guarantees. Because we're really kind of thinking about first and second round picks. So your biggest needs that you get in free agency may take away from your picks in the first and second round, to where you don't have to pick them or you're doubling up. But we want to make sure we keep those things in mind. We don't want to make it too fluid and have your top five for free agency, because we don't know.
Well, I'm gonna go this route. I personally think that edge rusher and i.e. Jadeveon Clowney, and I'm gonna stay on the defensive side of the ball, on the interior. I've been telling y'all this for months. Michael Pierce from the Baltimore Ravens. I think what that does, that immediately our run defense issues are like 85% resolved if we make those two critical moves. And I think that's a decade plus long issue. I think that's even a pressing need than us even running the football and stopping the run.
So who in the interior D-line right now do you think that we may go ahead and let go?
No, we don't have to let anybody go. You bring in Michael Pierce as your starter, because I think John Jenkins he's 31 years old. I've been monitoring his snap count from from a week to week basis, and I see his snap count is kind of been, in the 20s as opposed to like the last 2 or 3 weeks, as opposed to maybe the 30s and the high 30s that it was early on in the year. And I think he's kind of wore down as the season has gone on. That's why I think they're kind of monitoring his snap count. And so what Michael Pierce would do immediately, he's younger, he's obviously bigger, he's a scheme fit, and I would bring him in and I would keep John Jenkins as depth. And immediately you don't have to let anybody go. He's just you're just adding to already have.
So we got to count here. Who we got up front? Let's count how many we're saying here.
We got Pierce. We have Pierce. We have John Jenkins. We have Javon Godchild. And we have Christian Wilkins.
And then on the edge, we're gonna keep Taco.
No, you know what though?
We signed him on a 2-year, didn't we, or is it 1 year?
Did we re-sign Taco? I just thought we
we got him in. Did we? I think we have he's 2 years. 2 years left, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to be on this roster.
Taco, yeah, he's a good supplementary player. I mean, I wouldn't be too mad if he was, if he remained. But as him in a primary role, no.
Basil.
Yep, he's a keeper for me. He's definitely a keeper for me.
And then we're still going to get one in free agency.
Clowney.
And then we'll still double up in the draft as well.
Well,
I mean, are we coming up close to 9?
Well,
this team usually only takes about 8 on that final roster.
Yeah, it is a numbers game. Well, if it comes down to Gross Matos and Taco Charlton is on the first train out, bro.
Yeah.
He is nowhere. I mean, he's nowhere near the athlete that Gross Matos is.
EM's packing his bags and driving him to the airport.
He needs to link up the ball game.
I put it in there already. It's on its way. So Taco is on his way out. We traded for him, and then it's like bye.
We didn't trade for him. We picked him up off waivers.
Did they? Oh yeah. You're right. They let him go, and they let him. They basically gave him his freedom. You're right. I don't know why I keep thinking that was via trade. But that's interesting though. So we would go ahead and say buy Taco. Well, I don't think we'll say go buy Taco because they're going to compete in camp. And best man wins out, right?
But the reason why I'm more inclined to let Taco walk is because he's not very good. He's not very good in the run game. He's basically a one-dimensional player. And the one thing about this coaching staff, they like players that can do multiple things within that scheme. And Taco, at this point, has not put on tape that he can consistently be at least be confident in the run game. He ain't put that on tape yet. So I think if it comes down to Gross Matos or an Epinesa type of prospect, oh no, Taco's is he'll be on the first bus out of here, bro.
All right, well, that's why we asked the question. Now, what was the other position outside of pass rush? I forgot what you said.
No, he said interior and
no. So you staying full D line in free agency.
Oh yeah.
So you're going to address it via proven.
Right. See, I want to be honest with you, TD.
I like that honestly.
I want proven guys. Now, I'm not saying now interior offensive line is also a pressing need as well. But that's why I asked you. I said, "Damn, only
that's
two."
Where I am. That's where I'm going.
Yeah,
that's where I'm going on my first. I'm going after Thunny or Schreff or both if I can eat both of them, and then my second would be I think based off what we saw with them trying to trade for Clowney and now all the smoke that's starting to start up again, I think they're going to go after one of those top 3 edge rushers that we continuously talk about on these panels.
Interesting. Well, we might as well move it right along to reason. Go ahead and give me those 2 free agents, players, and why.
Yeah, so I think they're going to address the interior on the offensive line. I think they're going to go after Thani or Schreff, guards, and then I think they're going to go. I think where there's smoke, there's fire. So I think edge rusher is going to be either the number 2 or the number 1 priority in free agency. And I do think they're going to circle back Clowney. We've talked about Jones and Ngakwe on here. I think those are possible guys too. So I think those are the top 2 needs right now that they're going to address in free agency.
Nice. Finsanity, talk to us.
Well, first I have offensive line. I'm really big on Schreff from Washington. Him or Trent Williams. They gotta let go of one of them because they can't pay both of them. So you're either gonna get Trent Williams or gonna get Brandon Schreff. You're either getting a tackle or a guard from Washington. And then the one thing that, come on guys, our secondary is just like it's too young, but it's old on the back. And we gotta get one of these veteran guys because, like I said, it's so cerebral back there. You need guys that's going to be able to pick up this system. If we draft guys, I mean, I'm big on McKinney and all that, but are they guys that can, come in and pick it up? You saw how Fitzpatrick rage quit real quick. I forget what week, by what week he was requesting a trade.
Oh,
so
I'm
you
sorry,
need somebody.
Who would you target? I'm
sorry, Mr. Ballgame. I'm sending the right link now. Sorry, Fitzpatrick.
So who would you obviously wouldn't go after Byron Jones? So who would you target in the secondary? Insanity.
Man, listen, that's something I got to go in depth. Like I'm gonna be honest, because I haven't looked at free agency yet. Because but if I had to, I'm definitely not going Byron Jones. I'm gonna go probably get some. What do
you mean as far when you mean the secondary? Do you mean safety or corner?
Safety or cornerback, or someone who can play both. I mean, we don't know what we're going to do with Bobby, right? We don't know if we're moving Bobby back to the nickel because Bobby, as much as it pains me to say, proves that he cannot play safety, and we know we can't play outside corner. So the only place that we have Bobby going to, if we're going to keep him, is in that nickel position. And it seems like they want more hybrid players, so we're going to have to go out. So I'm going to have to go out and see who are these hybrid veterans that we could get to come in and fit in this scheme. So that's where I think I would work.
Byron Jones could be perfect in that role.
So much money though. It'd be so much money.
Exactly. Chris Harris Jr. There you go.
We could get Thunny and Schreff for the cost.
Yeah.
So recap your 2 Finsanity. Recap your 2 positions.
Offensive line, and then we need to get someone who's not too old but not too young in the secondary.
Got it.
We need a Goldilocks type of player.
But this draft is deep as far as I wouldn't necessarily say deep, but those as far as free safety is concerned, this draft. I mean, like I said, I was on Walter the other day, and one of the write-ups about the the free safety, true free safety position, and you can find a lot of quality players up to the third round. That's why I think you can find. Because a lot of the top players at that position are pretty graded out, pretty much the same. So, I just don't think it would be if it's that deep. I can kind of push that need off until about maybe that second round pick that we have, or maybe even our third.
Well, the draft, we're about to do our mock pretty soon, but before we do, we got the Don Dada himself. We have the knight in shining armor. I don't know what I'm saying right now. The MVP. We got the quadruple OG backstage ready to come forward. Show your love for Mr. Ballgame.
What's
good? Up, family? What's up?
What's good?
We good, man.
All right, so I gotta be honest with y'all. I was ready to go, but then I had a playoff game I had to play in one of my leagues, so I needed to focus so I could advance to the Super Bowl in that league. So.
Well, you on that Madden?
Yeah, man.
I sent you that invite. I'm waiting on you to get
I accepted your friend request.
I know. I'm waiting.
Y'all on Xbox or PlayStation?
We good, man. Whenever you want it, man, you can get it.
Y'all on Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation, baby. PlayStation.
Yeah, PlayStation.
I got it.
So
I'll draw my name in it. I'm playing right now, actually.
Hold on 1 second. Great one, DeVore. Tankersley is a starter when he can stay healthy. Can we at least address players that can actually go out here and play a whole season for us?
Where we at right now in the conversation?
Let's get Mr. Ballgame. Let's get Mr. Ballgame caught up. We just been basically talking. We're setting the table for this mock draft we're gonna do, right?
Okay.
So first and foremost, we wanted to start out by talking about what are your top 3 needs on this team and why. We don't have to name anybody, just top 3 needs and why. Then we got one more question after that. Go ahead.
Offensive line, defensive line, secondary.
All right, perfect. Why?
Because as anyone knows in football, it all starts up front, down in the trenches, on both sides of the ball. Quarterback, running backs are dependent on the on the O-line. And if you can't successfully generate a pass rush, it puts you in a position really and truthfully where you guys are gonna be out there standing up playing pity pat with the other team's offensive lines, and they just pick you apart. Because even the best corners, no matter how great they are, after a while are gonna give up. I mean, they gonna get tired running around behind guys and waiting for quarterbacks to scramble and holding the ball and stuff. So, but the secondary needs to be able to at least cover for 5 to 6 seconds successfully. Also, so what I see right now that we have is we have guys that have potential but haven't necessarily realized their potential. I heard you guys talking about Taco. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he'll be a guy that they actually going to look to try to help turn the corner. He got buried behind DeMarcus Lawrence in Dallas, and Dallas just moved on from him. And then we brought him in, and we saw small glimmers of success from him. So I don't think they're ready to walk away from him yet, especially at 273 pounds. And what he's lacking in the run game, that can be taught to some degree. Charles Harris, I don't know. He's a question mark for me. Aside of those two, we're going with guys that are hybrids at the position, and Van Ginkel and Beagle, because our 2 actual defensive linemen that are actually DNs aren't really proficient yet. So that's why you see some of these multiple fronts that we run where we have guys standing up still going to rushing the pass like Van Ginkel and Beagle. You can't never have enough quality guys in the secondary though, because we just put Ken Webster, as you said, EMU Ken Webster, and the dude Lewis just went to the IR. So now we definitely out here grabbing up guys that are coming off, probably was working at Lowe's last week. You know what I'm saying? And with somebody's practice squad, they working nights at Lowe's and on the practice squad, working in the mornings for teams, getting those guys ready for Sundays. So quality top tier athletes at that position, you need that, and even in the secondary to the D line, O line, all of that. You know what I mean? Your best ability is your availability. And up front in the O line, obviously that goes without saying. So those are my 3 spots: O line, D line, and secondary. I think we can do a lot of things scheme wise with the guys that we have to fill in for some of the lack that we have at linebacker. Guavin needs to get over the fact that he got replaced by Raekwon and find him a spot on his roster. Because I still believe I still believe he has a lot of talent. So, but he got to want it. You know what I mean? They gave him the job initially. Raekwon got healthy, and Raekwon's had the job ever since. And they put him in spots. But it's for him to decide if this NFL job that's standing right in front of him is one that he's going to grab. Now, I don't know if that will be something they flex him out to, maybe the Sam linebacker spot and make him the strong side linebacker, because he's a little thicker than Jerome, and Jerome played the weak side to line up against running backs and things of that nature, which will suit him better. But Guavin needs to, he needs to let him hang and get over it and be a part of this team, because I think he still has a lot of talent. Aside from that, like I said, those are my 3 spots.
All right, sorry. So with that being said, we also discussed the fact that we're about to do this mock draft.
Okay.
But we want to try to make it as realistic as possible. So we need to be in the mind frame of free agency is first.
Got you.
So I'm making it tough for us, and I'm saying, what are the top 2 positions you think we're going to attack in free agency? Why, and anyone in particular?
Okay, so my top 2 spots right out the gate would be, since they're still believing in Kilgore as our center, show up that right guard spot. So go get Brandon Sheriff from Washington. That helped immediately at that position, and protection and in the run game. And then we need what I consider to be a captain in the secondary. I like the fact that we re-signed Eric Rowe. If they're going to hold on to Bobby McCain, I'm okay with that, but bring Bobby back down to play nickel. And then we need a captain at the free safety spot, because he's the guy sitting on the perch watching everything. That guy needs to be athletic. Now, the one guy who's had, I don't know, stat-wise this year, we're saying he might ask for a lot of money, but he hasn't really had a breakout season.
Don't say Byron Jones.
But it's true though, reason he really
he's gonna ask money.
He's a flex though, but he's a flex guy.
He's asking for money.
It's gonna be a lot. But if he can come in and do the job, you go out and take him, because at this point,
asking does not mean you will receive. Now, I think, he's still young enough to be brought in and asked
26.
To say, listen, 26. we'll give you a market, a reasonable contract based on what you've achieved up to this point, but you still need. What
you don't think you don't think he's asking for in the ballpark? I'm not saying exact number. But in the ballpark of X. You don't think he's asking for that?
Nah, because he don't have the, because he's not even really. He might, but look at the body of work that he's put in, though. You know what I mean? He's been torched. He's had some bad games
this year. But this year.
But this is the year that's going to count the most, because this is the year he's working for the contract. If Dallas doesn't re-sign him, he's hitting the market, and teams are going to come to him and sit in front of him and say, "Listen, we know you're talented, but this is what you did last year."
He's going to become a top 8.
You know that dude. You know he has been first and second team NFL.
Yeah. But
just what, 2 years ago? 2 years ago?
Not going to be making Jalen Ramsey type of money.
Hey, I love Byron Jones. Don't get me wrong. But I just think with the money we're gonna have to spend on Clowney, I hope, and depending on what kind of money Michael Pierce is going to command, and the guards are going to be expensive. You already know that.
But that's okay. You pay for the protection. You pay for the protection. You need to put money into that. My thought process is, though, if we go bargain at that position, we still haven't improved that position. And that's one of the key positions, because outside of the middle linebacker, in the secondary, the free safety is responsible for all of the checks to both corners and the strong safety. He sees everything. So you have two captains. You have two captains, right? The initial call comes from the sideline to your captain of the defense. But the changes to those secondaries, I mean, a lot of this stuff, they still give, if the guys can handle it, they give them the ability to change some of the assignments. So
you think so? Are you bringing Byron Jones in as a boundary corner? Or are you gonna bring him in as a free safety?
I'm gonna put him back to free safety.
Okay, that's what's up. I respect that.
I would be willing to give Byron Jones $14 a year and pack the rest of it up with incentives.
Yeah,
he hit certain marks.
I think he gonna ask for 12.5. I'm good with 12.5.
You think so?
12.5.
You gotta pay your defense.
12.5, 13. You gotta listen. You have to pay your dogs.
Exactly. You have to pay them.
And what are we talking about? The only dude that's really gotten paid on our defense is X.
Don't tell me that.
They're looking at the market going up now, though.
Okay, that's fine. The cap's going up as well.
Yeah.
So you gotta pay. You have to pay. We gotta pay for quality. And we're saying he's been first team, second team all this time. He needs to get. If he'll accept coming to play for us, pay the dude, because at the end of the day, I don't necessarily see based on who's out there. We're dealing with age factor, because a lot of the other guys that are available, they're long in the tooth. Byron's only 26 years old.
Hey, I agree with you for the most part, ball game, but Bobby McCain has got to go. I personally think Jamal Wilkes can man that slot corner position. I think personally Jamal Wilkes this year, he has gradually gotten better on a week-to-week basis, and people are not talking about his contribution this year. I think Jamal Wilkes has played well, bro.
I don't have an issue with Wilkes aside from his lapse at times when they do line him up inside and he gets stone feet. You know what I mean? He needs to be, his anticipation needs to be better inside at the slot position. But aside from that, as long as he walls off and don't let the guy get across his face, when he does that, he's been magnificent. So I don't have an issue with Wilkes. I'm not a fan of Bobby McCain, but I know Bobby McCain is a fan favorite within the organization. They love that dude for some reason.
And we can save that $8 million. We can save that $8 million towards the cap by releasing him. I think we save $8 million. How much is it?
No, you don't save $8 million, bro. You don't save $8 million. He's going to cost us over $5 million for dead cap, bro. So we're only going to be saving. You know what? We're only going to be saving about.
How much we going? Rashad's going to be out of here. So how much we saving cutting him?
Rashad, we're only going to be saving about 7.8.
You sure about that?
So what we'll have to eat with Bobby, we'll make up $2 million of that back from cutting Rashad, right? Basically.
Yeah, I just don't see it though. I don't see. I mean, us just trying to save. Bobby's trying to save 1.5 just to cut Bobby. I mean, we're still going to take the 5.6 hit.
You know what?
I'm saying he probably still gonna be around because they love him, and he's only what 27, 28.
And I really don't see why.
But here's the reason why. Yeah. Because before they signed him to that contract he signed, he was a number 3 guy.
He was all right, man.
He was in the slot.
He was all right.
That's why they signed him, though. At the end of the season, when you look at the stats, that's why they signed him to the contract, because
Tannenbaum signed him.
It's not Bobby's fault that they moved him out of position because of all these young guys around him. It's not his fault.
But
at least he took a bullet for the team, because anybody who was playing back there was going to get grilled and ripped to shreds. Simple as that.
Bro.
So,
bro. We don't even save. Yeah, I was wrong. We don't even save 1.5 on Bobby. We literally save about 990,000 on Bobby.
Well, it ain't worth cutting him then.
and still take it 5 million. Now the year after,
He
it's
can
only $1
teach
million
Wilkes.
dead cap.
We have depth for Wilkes, or we move Wilkes and run more dime coverage, and now we got two guys that can play in the slot, and we good.
Yep. I'm thinking of Albert Wilson. If we cut Albert Wilson, we save that.
Yeah. Albert Wilson, we're saving the chunk. He's number one. We're 9.6 or something with Albert Wilson. We're gonna save 9.6. I know Rashard Jones, Kilgore, and Wilson will give us 20 million, but Kilgore is the wild card.
I'm not doing this with you, great.
But if you saying Jerome Baker got to go via trade, or I mean, what are you saying?
Leaving. Jerome ain't leaving. Jerome was Swiss Army knife for them, man. They love Jerome.
No. I said find a different role for him. I think he's too small to play on the interior.
He's not. Yeah, they should move him to the weak side linebacker.
Yeah,
make him the wheel so he can line up against running backs and things of that nature. And that'll be a lot of what he does. And then the back, because he's not his frame's at 225. He's too small to be inside. But I think a lot of why they did that though was because of the fact that they were really banking on Nguavin being able to be inside with Raekwon and in the 3-4 sets. So they had those two in the middle, and then Baker and when Van Ginkel got hurt, because Van Ginkel was supposed to be the outside strong side linebacker, and Baker was gonna be weak side. You know what I'm saying? So but when Van Ginkel went down, that forced them to reshuffle things, and then Raekwon being out, we saw a lot of Baker and Iguavin. You know what I mean? For a time period until Raekwon got back.
That's what's even more interesting. Next season, you're going to see a lot of these guys in different positions than they are now.
We don't need no linebackers because we got a bunch of guys at linebacker.
Well,
you can always improve. Obviously, we can always improve the position, but the guys that we have there, if you think about it, Raekwon's only been in the league now, 3 seasons?
Right. Now,
Baker's only been here 2 seasons.
Now, right now, okay. Well, I get it, and another reason why I think we need to get a stronger presence in the middle that'll help protect Raekwon and Iguavin if they choose to roll with what they have now. That'll do exactly up front.
Well, we could address that, but we gonna talk about the draft. If that's the case, then just go get the young kid, Anthony Brown.
No, I want a proving player on the interior. I want proven guys that's been here, that's done that.
So you hold on. So you go get it and you hold on to Jenkins. Jenkins can teach him.
Oh yeah, I agree. But I just think, man, y'all need it's a treat to me to watch this kid, Michael Pierce.
I like Pierce.
Y'all need to go put that dude's tape on. That dude is, I'm telling you.
For me, listen, I understand. Listen, I agree 100% with you. I love Michael Pierce. I went back and did my research on him. I watched him. I don't have listen, if for some strange reason the Baltimore Ravens are retarded enough to let that dude out of the building, then we need to be all over him, like, you know what I'm saying?
Who are we talking about? Michael Pierce?
Teenager on prime time.
Yeah, we had
Baltimore.
I don't believe it's gonna happen.
Ball game. We had Engraven on yesterday, and he said they're gonna let him walk.
What?
Yeah, he's because of his age.
I'm telling you,
I 27. He's only 27.
I specifically asked him for EM, and he said they're gonna let him walk.
I don't think age matters at that position. I mean, not at that age.
It does.
Well, I mean, Wilfork was old. You know what I mean? He was still getting it done.
Wilfork was also 345.
But you got to understand, it's the position that the Ravens are in right now from a salary cap standpoint.
Yeah, they got cap issues. The Ravens have cap issues.
I thought Engraven was saying that they were going to have money.
Yeah, by letting them go, letting them walk.
Oh, okay. Is that what he meant? All right. Wow.
That's a part of it.
I'm telling you, man, that kid. I'm telling you, his tape. He just jumps off the screen, bro. And I'm telling you, if we get him. If they decide to roll with our current linebackers, okay, and I'm not gonna cry about it. But a presence like Michael Pierce that will on every snap that he is on the field, he is commanding a double team, and that is going to help protect Raekwon and Iguavin and even Jerome Baker for the most part.
Yeah.
So
that's what we
need.
You
get him on the interior. You get Clowney on the outside. Oh my God, bro. I'm telling you.
I just don't know. I just don't know if we want. I mean, he was on. They tried to get him to come in and talk, and he said no. He didn't even want. I mean, he came, but he just didn't. He decided to go elsewhere. I don't know, man. If Xavier, I don't know if he wants to wait another year. We still,
I've seen several reports that have leaked out over the last week, and it's these rumors coming from somewhere, and they said Miami will aggressively pursue pursue Jadeveon Clowney once free agency starts on March 1st.
Absolutely.
But I mean, I just
shoot him in free agency last year. When I was afraid,
what's he gonna be asking for?
And one thing,
any idea what he's gonna be asking for?
One thing I do agree with TD.
What's the range, bro?
I think he's going to be asking for around 15.
Yeah, 15. Yeah.
Because what does DeMarcus Lawrence make? 17, or is it? It's 17 or 19.
And Clown is so much.
DeMarcus makes more than Ezekiel. DeMarcus is making more than Ezekiel.
And people got to understand, we're not talking about 15 per for Clowney for 4 years. We're talking about 5 probably.
That's a lot of money, bro.
Well, how much of it is guaranteed? That's the question.
And then Jacque gonna be asking for what? How much you think?
I said Jacque 13.
Yeah, that's
I'm not spending that money. I'm not spending that money on him.
Jones will drive him down too. It's going to be, where do people place? Do people put Yannick behind Jones, or do they put him above Jones?
Well, see, here's the thing. Clowney has probably more plays that are like that play he had when he was in college, where he laid, he has a lot of those plays, but Jacque has the stuff that nobody talks about. You know what I mean? The dude.
No. I don't think Clowney gets enough credit for his overall game. That dude is equally as dominant in the one game that he is in the passing game. It's maybe 3 players in the entire NFL at that position that you can make that statement about.
So let me ask you a question: Are we then going back to doing something similar to what we were doing before and chasing big names?
Well, Sue is different. I mean, that was double what Clowney want. Sue is a whole.
We did that with Sue, right?
But look how much that
was stupid.
And he didn't help us at all. We got 0 out of Ndamukong Suh.
Well,
I think you guys.
Our run defense has suffered greatly with Ndamukong Suh up front.
Well, I think personally it was scheme more than anything.
Yeah, that's true. But
yeah.
You know what I mean? He was supposed to be top tier dude, and we brought him in. We didn't get.
He did his job. It's just.
But how
you going to defend Sue? But Christian Wilkins is out here taking on double teams and stuff. But you want to criticize him every week.
Sue was more focused on becoming the first athlete millionaire. That's what he wanted to become.
He was chasing dollars.
Yeah, he was listening to Warren Buffett. He was listening to Warren Buffett.
Insanity.
Yeah, she got a point though. I mean, she got a point, bro. You did say that. Christian Wilkins out there taking on double teams. Sue was out there dodging double teams and leaving the linebackers out to dry.
I never criticized Christian Wilkins. I never criticized him.
Ndamukong Encroachment Sue. That's what his name was.
Maybe. Well, I mean, you were. You said obviously he's a rookie, so we all need more from him.
No. What I said was, and I'm going again, but this came out of Brian Flores' mouth. He needs to be consistent. He needs to be more technically sound in his technique, and that's all I said with Wilkins. But I understand that. But I always said, well, he's a rookie. You expect that from a rookie. I love Christian Wilkins' upside. I think he's our version of Richard Seymour in his defense. You go look at Richard Seymour. Go look at the tape on Richard Seymour when he played.
Next year, he's in our 3-4. He's gonna be an end. He's an end. Gotcha gonna be an end, and we're gonna have one huge monster in the middle.
But did y'all see Sunday how Bejo is getting double teamed as well? I don't know. It just depends on the matchup, like how they want to play against this. But I think they scouted that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody doing their homework at this point. Mm-hmm. I mean, this late in the season, I think everybody, everybody got enough tape on whoever they're playing, and the Jets knew who we had that were effective pass rushers. So yeah, they did specific things to neutralize those guys. The issue became for me on Sunday. The issue was more about the stupid penalties we made when we had them in long downs and still gave up. You know what I mean? Gave up those penalties.
Nah,
which,
don't try to put that on Nick Needham. I know where you're going.
Listen, I didn't even call him his name. It's a shared responsibility. They all made mistakes, but I don't hold them against them because those guys are young. But any cornerback, you can ask any cornerback from high school up to the league. If you put your outside hand on the opposite shoulder,
I knew it. Here we go.
And turn them, because since you brought his name up, and turn the receiver, they're gonna call that.
Hey guys, all right. So listen. Listen, man, I think this is a good segue.
Well, my guy sacked him before your guy gave up the PI.
Stop. That was a coverage sack.
Bang.
That was a coverage sack.
So
it's not like that. You blew by somebody and gave him some kind of killer swim move or something and got to him. That was a coverage sack. Come on,
this is
I want to say something. Hey guys, Jordan, as of literally not even an hour ago, Jordan Love has declared for the NFL draft.
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
Hey, I saw an article before.
So that fits one of my mocks.
Hey, before I logged on, I saw a report that it came out of Alabama that a lot of the juniors, including Tua, are going back for a revenge year. Contemplating going back for a revenge year.
I said that. I said I can see him going back to prove everybody wrong.
That would suck for us.
I don't see
it wouldn't.
It would buy time too. He wouldn't have to worry about anything. Alabama got the top facilities in the nation.
Well, there's mock drafts that have Tua going in the first round. I think it would help us if he entered the draft, even if we don't plan on getting him, so that somebody else can get him. And if there was a pick that we would have picked in their position, you know what I mean?
Somebody can slide to us. I agree.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Any scenario subtracting Tua, I'm good for. So, anywho, here's a good segue. This is a great segue for us to get down to the nitty gritty, what we've all been waiting for, the actual mock draft. All right, we're gonna lay out. Be nice. We're gonna lay out some rules for the mock draft. Let everybody know how we're gonna run it real quick. What's gonna happen is we're gonna open it up. We're gonna start the mock draft. When the Dolphins are on the clock, we are gonna go around the table. Now you will only have 1 minute. You will only have 1 minute to tell us who you will pick at that position and why. Okay. Now, let me be fair. I'm not just gonna give 1 minute, maybe a minute or two. But you'll tell us who you're picking, why you're picking them. Let me know if you want me. Hey, TD, go look at the wide receivers. Go look at the running back. You tell me what position you want me to pull up on the screen, and we'll go from there. If you need the assistance, they also have the player cards where you can see their strengths, their weaknesses. We can go through those as well. But we're only going to be doing the first 3 rounds. Okay, we will only be doing the first 3 rounds of the mock draft. We're going to try to get through 2 mock drafts. Okay. We're going to try to do the first one the way that we just outlined. And the second one, I'll give you the parameters when we get to that one. All right. Now, is everybody ready?
Yeah.
But before y'all go, y'all act like, see, y'all just always looking over me. I never gave y'all my 3 top positions. I never gave y'all my 2
earlier when you did your mock.
Hello?
I figured you were going to just do that before you started, so.
If it was up to TD, he's doing 6 defensive ends. Just playing.
Only 5. All right. All right. So top 3 positions of needs for the Miami Dolphins. Number 1 is edge rusher, in my opinion. Number 2 is an offensive tackle, and number 3, a cornerback. All right. Top 2 positions of primary need in free agency. Number 1, edge rusher. Number 2, cornerback. I like my cornerbacks already proven, and I like my edge rushers already proven because I don't like busts at those 2 positions. Those are the things I hate more than anything are busts at those 2 positions because it sucks. Everybody else, hey, we still got the defense rocking and rolling. Shout out to Shane Falco with the donation. He said Shane Falco #1 pick. Shout out to Nightwolf 3186 with the donation. Said Shane Falco #1 pick. Well, I don't know about that, but anywho, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and share the screen with the mock draft. Give me a second.
Oh, so we're like, okay. I did mocks, but we're doing a live.
Yeah.
We're doing a live one, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. We're at the proper site.
Right.
But this thing's wonky, man. They had like the Bengals taking Jerry Jeudy #1. I was like, what? Like,
I had that one too. I was like,
yeah, like I'm telling you, the draft right now as it stands would be Burrow, Young, and then Andrew Thomas. Probably.
We're gonna see.
No, we're gonna see.
All right, shout out to Just Ice Cool with the donation saying Jordan Love is the man and will be a star, in my opinion.
Okay.
Hey, he's coming out. I know that much. Hey,
Preface this. It's Tua healthy. It's Tua 100% healthy.
In this mock draft, Tua is 100% healthy.
Okay, well,
that's easy for me. That's easy for me.
I know he am. I know. We might as well don't even draft. Just take them all 6 picks. But all right, so we're gonna select the Miami Dolphins. Obviously, guys, we're gonna select the Miami Dolphins. All right. Let's get started. I can't wait, man. It's gonna be interesting. All right, so we're gonna do the predictive board. Now, the next one that we do next is gonna be player ranking. Right now, predictive goes off of team needs. Okay, so it's a little tougher than just the player ranking. All right.
okay.
All right, we're gonna do the first 3 rounds, and then we're going to go with slow. Slow is still it still moves pretty fast. All right. Now, before I hit start, we got to take care of some household business before I start this mock draft. We actually have our largest group on a Tuesday night panel conversation here with us tonight. So I want to welcome everybody over here to TD Fans Talk. We have 408 people in the room right now. If you're not subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you hit that like button. It's no reason we shouldn't have more than 250 likes right now. If you're enjoying this content right now, the least you could do is show your appreciation by punching that like button. We're at 117 likes. Now we're at 122. Let's get the likes up, guys. We want to try to get over 200 before we get started. I know we have people out there just chilling. All you got to do is remove the chat, hit the like button, and bring it right back. 133. There go 20 likes that fast. Come on, hit that like button. 134. Punch that like button, guys. We have a full room in here today with 419 people, and it continues to rise. So this is going to be an exciting mock draft. 145 likes. Punch that like button. All right, so all right, y'all keep hitting that like button as we get started. If you were waiting for this moment, we are finally here. Here's the order. You see it on the screen. We're going to start at the bottom. We're going to go Finsanity all the way up, okay? And then we're going to go Finsanity all the way up. We're going to allow people to give their take on who they would draft. And then when everybody gives their take, we'll all repeat who we're going to draft. If we have an overall consensus of 4 people or more, we will draft that person. If we have 3 and 3 or anything jumbled, that means we have to go to the comment section and ask everybody what their take is and who they would draft based off of the people that we name. Hopefully you all understand those rules. We are ready to take off. Here we go. The draft has begun.
TD.
Yes.
TD. There's no way are you going to be able to show what players are available per pick?
Yeah, it is. You're going to see it.
It's all going to be on here, bro.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
The first round of the 2020 draft, the Miami Dolphins select. Let's go, fellas and gals.
Thank you.
Let's do it. Absolutely. I got you. Here we go. Y'all hit that like button. We got 434 people, the most we've had on a Tuesday panel show. That's what's up, man. That is what's up.
Look at me, I'm eating.
You might as well enjoy yourself, Mr. Ball Game. You feel me?
I'm shocked we haven't had any Tannehill talk yet.
All right.
Been on here
Well,
for
you just brought it up, so
This is about the
Tanner
draft.
Killer. Tanner Killer.
Ooh.
So, all right. So Miami is on the clock. Just so you know, Joe Burrow was taken number 1 overall to Cincinnati. Chase Young to the Giants. Jeff Okuda to the Redskins.
It's realistic.
Now, who would you draft at number 4 and why? And if you need me to do anything, just let me know.
Oh man, listen, you guys know I'm going defensive line all the way. Now my question is, do I get Christian Wilkins a buddy on the inside, or do I get him a buddy on the outside? Man, listen, we need people to set the edge, that's for sure. But we also need people to get in the quarterback's face, like straight up. So what is more important to me? Not allowing a quarterback to do a 3-step drop or putting pressures on those tackles. You know what? I really love that kid from Auburn, Derek Brown, and just seeing his name and knowing that he's still there and knowing that there's more defensive ends available on the board. I don't think you are going to get. Give me Derek Brown. Give me Christian Wilkins, buddy, on the inside. Let's shore up this stopping this run game, because it is a big glaring need. I know we need someone to rush the quarterback, but if we can get someone that can get 2 guys in the middle of the field that can get in that quarterback's face, not let them see it, maybe have them move out. I know we can get an edge rusher in free agency. So if we don't go out and get Michael Pierce, as EM has said to go and get, and Derek Brown is on the board, I'm gonna go with Derek Brown. That's what I'm gonna go with.
So Derek Brown, your final pick?
That's a solid pick.
Yes, that's my final pick, and my reason why.
That's a solid pick. Very solid.
Nice.
I agree.
Nice.
I agree.
All right, Mr. Ball Game, talk to us.
I'm going to get a guy that I know and feel can be a cornerstone of this offensive line for years to come. A guy that was actually rated and could actually turn out to be better in all facets than Tunsil. Andrew Thomas is my pick. I don't think they come out much better than this guy. He's been a starter for 4 years, started as a freshman, has not missed a game, hasn't given up more than a sack a year in all of his starts, and he plays in the SEC, where we see consistently a lot of premier pass rushers entering into the league. So my pick, and I don't necessarily even need to elaborate on it for long, is Andrew Thomas, offensive tackle.
That's a solid pick, Ball Game. That's solid as well.
I like that one. EM, we already know who you're going,
so
Esteban is your.
Do you ask me? Do you really need to ask me? Hey,
go ahead and pick your player and tell us why.
It's no secret who I'm going to pick, and I'm assuming all indications that Tua is given a clean long-term prognosis as far as his hip injury is concerned. With that being said, I'm taking the quarterback from Alabama, Tua Tagovailoa, and that solves the 20-year. Is it 20 plus or 20? Right at 20-year issue we've had of mediocre lack of play at the most position in all sports. And yeah, I told you I'm proud to wear that jacket. I believe in this prospect. You can't find a more structured prospect on and off the field than Tua Tagovailoa. And for the reason I just stated, I'm going back from Alabama, baby.
I don't think it. Go ahead.
And I'm not looking back.
Hey, that's your pick. We're gonna see. Esteban, talk to us, man.
All right, man. I respect all 3 of those picks, except for EM's. That's too much of a gamble. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Brown out of Auburn, and the reason I say that is because I don't think there's another tackle like him in this draft. He's a disruptor from what I've seen on film. He's got a motor on him. This guy doesn't stop. I think there's more depth at other positions that we need. So I'm gonna go with that guy right off the bat. You know what I mean? Yeah. Regardless of what we do in free agency, even if we were to get Pierce, I'd still go get this guy. So I'm gonna go with Derek Brown.
Overkill. That's overkill right there.
Okay. Well, Reason, what's your thoughts, man?
So I really like Derek Brown, but I would be torn here between Andrew Thomas and Tua. But if we're giving Tua a full long-term bill of health, I'm taking Tua Tagovailoa, and the reasons are just, he's pinpoint accurate. He had the highest percentage of perfectly placed passes in the Power 5. When his hip is good, he's a dynamic runner, always capable of extending plays. He already throws with great anticipation. He doesn't need to see an open receiver to throw it. He's known for not dropping his eyes under pressure. He's unafraid to maneuver in tight pockets and step into throws. He carves up blitzes. He has an 11.3 yards per average when blitzed and a 67.9 completion percentage when blitzed. Converted pressure to sacks at one of the lowest rates in the nation at 11.1%. So I think he is the most NFL ready, and I think if he is 100% healthy, and I think going beyond that, if the injuries never happened, I don't think Burrow would be the clear-cut number one. But if we're going based off of healthy, he literally has his average time to throw is 2.5 seconds. So we got a guy who knows how to get the ball out quick already, especially because, he feels pressure. He's pressured at a rate of 23%. So, the numbers are there. He throws the best deep ball in the draft, and, me and Sandy talked about it. To me, when he is fully healthy, 110%, he is the best prospect to come out of the draft quarterback-wise since Andrew Luck. And you saw that second half when they started utilizing the run game a little bit more, and Saban he absolutely carved LSU up. So he brought them right back into that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Tua, as long as he's healthy, as long as they give him a clean bill of health and everything checks out, I'm gonna tell you right now, before he plays it down in the NFL, as far as his ability to deliver the football to all three levels of the field consistently, I'm telling you, he's better than already before he plays down in the NFL. He's better than half the NFL right now. I am that confident in his ability.
Every year he's been a starter, he's graded over 90% as a passer.
I'm telling you, if you know what you're looking at, you would be drooling over him, just the way Reason and myself have been since day one.
I just don't. Just not gonna spend that. They gotta give me the reports.
I'm saying if he's I'm going based off. That's why
they won't know. So I can't. I'm gonna go off of. But that's your pick. I respect it. What you got, TD?
See, if I'm in the number 4 pick, first and foremost, with the people who are already gone off the board, I would try to trade down about 3 or 4 spaces and still try to get Andrew Thomas if he's available. But right now, at this pick, I'm going AJ Espinosa. I'm going with the pass rusher. I gotta get my pass rush taken care of off the rim. So that's who I would. AJ.
That's solid, bro. That's solid.
I just think it's too high.
Yeah, I don't like it that high.
If Tua's not an option, if something happens and Tua's check out or whatnot, I'm going to trade down.
If Tua didn't check out in this position, I'm taking Andrew Thomas and I'm running.
I'm going to trade down.
We're taking Andrew Thomas and not looking back.
But if Tua's 100% healthy, I'm taking Tua for the reasons I gave.
I don't have a problem with y'all taking Tua. He still got to come in and compete. So,
which I love.
That gives a quarterback competition that much more.
Hey, ball game. Hey, I know you don't. I know you don't respect your boy Travis Wingfield, but I listened to his podcast today again. He is adamant, according to people telling him off the record, it's just a matter of time before Josh Rosen is out of South Beach. He said that today. Go listen to his podcast. I know reason you probably listened to it today.
Yeah, I love Travis. You know I love Travis.
Did you hear what he said that today?
Yeah, Locked On Dolphins podcast. Yeah.
See that today? He has been adamant since day one. He said, "I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time."
He can be
I just
wrong
want the
like anybody else.
competition. I want the competition.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go. I consider that speculation right now until it's official.
Well, yeah.
I'm just gonna say I just got to go back to you saying that the pick that me and Finsanity went with as overkill, even if we get Pierce. This is the reason why I don't think that's overkill. Do you remember the year that we had with Gase when we had all our defensive tackles getting hurt? That's why I don't think it's overkill. You got to be able to blow up the middle, especially after that Jets game. I mean, I know it's a rivalry game, but I did want to win that game. In the heat of the moment, I wanted to win it, and I just saw the way we were getting killed in the middle. And but to be honest with you, I mean, we weren't getting killed. We weren't blowing it up. You know, just exactly the way Finsanity said. That's exactly what I saw.
I heard you comment on that Sunday. We had one of the better games we've had all year against the run. We held them under 4 yards per carry collectively.
That's not what I meant.
And we only.
I meant as far as getting to the quarterback, pushing the pocket back.
Okay,
you know what I mean.
Okay. I hear you.
Yeah, because they had pretty much an arch all game. Whereas in the middle of their O-line stayed pretty intact, and then the tackles flexed, but we never really got a push right in the middle of their O-line.
Exactly.
Regardless of this rumor that you're talking about, I think Rosen will be here next year, and I think we're still going to give him a shot. And we got plenty of time to get some offensive linemen in front of him and give this guy a shot. We got to go. Well, you know,
it's all speculation. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not saying
at this point, at the stage that we're at in the growth and the development of the team, I think it's about extending your money the best way that you can. That's the way that I see it. If I'm, you know,
there you go, Cody Graham. What can't draft a QB without an O-line?
Well, in my mock draft, I draft 2 interior linemen and a tackle when I took 2 in the healthy to a draft. I
don't understand. This is why I keep going back to you need to identify first thing we need to do in free agency and the draft is to identify the strength of both free agency and the draft, because y'all keep throwing out this narrative.
Talent at that point later on is not the same.
No, in the top 3 rounds are arc and tackles and
this is like we talked about earlier. This is what I keep telling y'all. The strength of this year, one of the strength of this year's draft is the tackle position
and the guard position. And the guard position.
That's why I didn't take one.
So I just don't understand why y'all keep throwing out this narrative that we cannot get the majority of our offensive line issues resolved if we take a quarterback with our first pick. I just don't understand that. This is the reason why they did what they did.
Well, if I'm going to go quarterback, I'm just not going to it because of the injury. Not that I don't like the guy. I wish it would have never happened. But I would rather have a for sure bet on health.
I understand,
and I'd rather go. I'd rather go with the QB out of Oregon at this point than Tua.
We got
2
Derrick Browns.
I'd rather go with Herbert.
We got 2 Derrick Browns.
Jordan Love will go higher than Herbert.
And,
all right, yes, we need to move on.
Andrew Thomas, right? That's where we at with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 2 Derrick Browns, 2 Tagovailoa, Andrew Thomas.
What are the people saying?
Yeah, so in the comment section right now, out of those guys, Derrick Brown, Andrew Thomas, Tua Tagovailoa, and AJ Espinosa, who would you draft with the 4th overall pick? Let us know in the comment section right now. Out of Derrick Brown, Andrew Thomas, Tua Tagovailoa, and AJ Espinosa, we need to know from you right now in the comment section who would
a lot of Thomas
draft.
There's Tuas and Thomases.
I just feel like there's other depth. There's so much depth and offensive tackle. We'll be able to get.
I got you, Finsanity. Feel the same way.
And I feel like people aren't taking that into account.
It's a lot of Thomas.
We don't got to go DN right off the bat. I think there'll be somebody there on the 2nd pick.
That's a lot of Thomas.
Listen, I feel like because Auburn didn't have such a good year, people didn't really look at him. But Derek Brown is a disruptor. Like he crashes everything.
And Andrew Thomas
Andrew
Thomas is a neutralizer.
Yeah, but Andrew Thomas is a freak. I do not understand.
Neutralizer.
You don't think that Derek Brown is a freak?
He's a neutralizer. Andrew Thomas is a neutralizer.
Yeah,
he wipes anybody in front of him is wiped completely out of the game plan. It's a done deal.
Either pick. I would be happy with either of these guys. I mean, whichever one. But I just let it be known that once Derek Brown is gone, that's it. You know, he's gone. I just don't see anybody. I don't see any other guys on that side of the ball in the middle. You know what I mean? If we don't get somebody in free agency and that guy leaves, that's it.
Well, that's
why I'd go with him.
Well, the consensus pick is Thomas. So hopefully, people who are picking Thomas realize that Josh Rosen is going to be your quarterback.
The Miami Dolphins just selected Andrew Thomas, offensive tackle from Georgia, in the first round, and the draft continues. I guess that's a good way to move on. Isaiah Simmons is gone. Tristan Wirth is gone. Jerry Jeudy gone. AJ Espinosa is gone. Jedrick Willis is out of there. Yeah, Tua went to Carolina. Bum career. CD Lamb, Henry Ruggs, Justin Herbert, DeAndre Swift is out of there early. Alex Leatherwood, Dylan Moses, Derek Brown of Tennessee, Trayvon Diggs.
Everyone's sleeping on Javon Kinlaw from South Carolina too. He's a great interior defensive lineman. He'll be available.
He's not available now. He was just taken right before the Miami Dolphins. We are at number 22, and the Miami Dolphins are on the clock. But keep in mind, this is what got me earlier. We're not just at 22, but we're at 23 as well. So we have 2 picks in a row here. So we're going to go with the first pick, and you all tell me. We're going to start with none other than Finsanity 5. She's going to tell us. Let me move this donation. Let me see.
Can you show
Finsanity.
us? Can you show us what edge and
that's what I was linemen
we still got Curtis Weaver and Gross Matos on the board.
Gross Matos and Curtis Weaver are still available.
I was definitely
and my boy Chase on still there. There's my boy.
All you have to do is ask what you need. So Finsanity, if you want edge, this is who we have out here available right now. Those are your top players.
Jason. Oh, Jason's still there too?
Yeah, that's what I said. My boy.
Yeah, that's
and he can play outside linebacker.
Yeah, go ahead. Listen, I feel like we all about to sell Chase on, so that's who I'm picking. You can never undervalue a defensive edge from the SEC, guys. Oh my freaking! I knew it would only take 2 seconds.
Who you picking, Finsanity?
What?
I'm picking Chase on. That's who I'm picking. We are all about to sell the crap out of Chase on, so I'm not going to sit here and take 5 minutes of these people's time to drag this thing out. If you don't know who the kid is by now, and you haven't watched LSU's defense to see his dominance, then I don't know why you are a fan of this sport. That man can play multiple positions. That man, he's fast, he's strong, he's versatile. That is someone you can bring into this defense. And listen, if we ain't going to take Derek Brown, we might as well go now and get somebody on the edge because there's not a defensive tackle worth taking right now. So might as well take the best one on the board at this point.
TD, let me see the corners, please.
Is Okuda still on the board? Probably not.
No, he went
three. He went three.
He went third.
He went 30. He went third.
I see four guys I like in the corners.
Terrell, Wade, Henderson. Okay. And Bryce Hall.
Yeah. And the kid from TCU.
All right, so you good, sis?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, I like Chasen, man. Gross Matos is there, but I think Chasen is a little more polished in terms of his versatility. Well, he has more versatility. He can play it out. He can be outside linebacker for us as well. He's got great range. interested to see what he runs in his 40 time. But the kid's strong as an ox, man, and he's got those long arms too. So he's a little honest, weight wise. His frame could probably he could go to put on a little more weight, but overall, what he has an upside in terms of his athleticism is just unreal. So yeah, I mean, he's my guy. If he's there, that's a pick for me too. So
EM,
pull up the edge guys again, TD, please. Well, you don't really need to do that. I'm sorry. My pick is easy. It's Gross Matos from Penn State. The reason why I'm going with him is one thing y'all have to learn, and y'all should know by now, that if you go from, I keep trying to explain to people about the prototype. Okay, that kid from Gross Matos is 6'6", 272 pounds, 33-inch long arms. He is a perfect fit from a physical profile standpoint in this defense. I like that kid from LSU, but he is grossly undersized at that position. Now,
we still need a line
again, yeah. I mean, I don't think he's
Go ahead. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can y'all hear me all right? I like the versatility that Santos brings, his ability to line up at every position that we have in our front seven. And I think if you pay attention to how we deploy our players, one thing we emphasize is the versatility that players potentially could bring. We are creating a positionless defense. If you look at our secondary, how interchangeable they are. If you look at our front seven, how we prefer our front seven to be interchangeable. And I think he fits that criteria. He, like, again, 6'6", 272 pounds, and he hadn't even he's not even scratching his ceiling. He can give you the athleticism of a smaller player like that kid from LSU, but he can give you the size, the girth, the strength that a AJ Epinesa can give you, and he is outstanding against the run. So it's clear who I'm going with. I'm going with it. Penn State, baby.
Bro, somebody's TV is too loud. Somebody's TV in the background is pretty loud.
And if we decide to go with Clowney on one side and him on the other, man, I'm drooling already, baby. I am drooling already. The draft can't get here soon enough.
All right, so we got Gross Matos from EM. Talk to us, Esteban. Who do you have?
All right, sorry about that, man. I think that was my TV. I was going to turn it down. Man, I'm going to go with Gross Matos as well, man. I like what I've seen from the guy on film. He really showed up in that Ohio State game, man. Didn't know much about the guy as far as like with the eye test until I saw that game. And when you guys started talking about him, I was like, hey, they saw what I saw. So I'm going to go with him, and I would say that's kind of a steal because I think Epinesa went somewhere higher in the in this draft. Epinesa is more intermittent from what I've seen. I think Gross Matos is more reliable, and he just seems to make the plays. So I'm going with this Gross Matos out of Penn State.
All right. And what about you, Reezy?
So I think you can go Gross Matos or Chase on here for sure. I think you can even go Curtis Weaver. But I'm going to be the outlier. Since in this draft we took Andrew Thomas, I'm going to assume we don't have a center. So I'm going to go Tyler DeGrasse from Wisconsin. Absolutely love him. The only downside really you could probably give him a knock on is he's only ever played center in college. He's never played guard. But I mean, he's got great hands. He's got elite footwork. He reacts fast, but he doesn't look like he's in a hurry. You know what I mean? And he's got those vice grip hands. I love his size.
Gonna be my next pick.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I just like he look at his double team against Chase Young. How many times in that game did we notice him TD taking Chase Young out of the play, right? For coming over and helping out. So
with a little help.
Yeah, I like him, man. He gets onto linebackers a lot before they even react. So I just like him, man. I think he's. I think if you're already started to build the O line, you might as well go all the way. So that's where I'll go with that pick.
Nice pick. All right, so we'll do the last one. My pick for the 22nd pick overall in the 2020 NFL Draft. The Miami Dolphins select Jordan Love, quarterback out of Utah State.
Oh, wow.
TD will pick Jordan Love right there to come in, and there goes Josh Rosen's competition. There goes Josh Rosen's competition. Just like I said, if Tua was available in the 20s, I wouldn't be opposed to that. And this is my point exactly. I'm just not going with the first pick being a quarterback, especially with the injuries. I would actually take that chance because if Josh Rosen ends up not being the guy, we're back to square one. And I think we could all agree with that. And that can be another guy who is someone who knows what O'Shea and those guys can do with. And I think he fits the mold. Just my opinion.
I got him as my number 3 quarterback. But I think Justin Herbert, because of his size and his arm, is going to go before him. But to me, Jordan Love has the highest ceiling of any quarterback in this draft. He's so physically gifted, and he was stunted by a terrible O-line, no weapons, and he got a new head coach with a new coordinator, and he got a really complicated offensive scheme. But you saw him, if you watched him last year, he balled out last year. So I think if he would have went to Texas. If he would have went to Texas Tech, if he would have transferred to Texas Tech and gone back to his old coach, I think he would have been a top 15. He would have been a top 15 pick next year. But I think Jordan Love's more gifted physically than Josh Rosen.
But I'm not drafting him to keep it. I'm drafting him to compete with Rosen, and hopefully Rosen earns that spot and then trade him back off for another first round for 2021 to somebody who needs him. That's just where I'm playing the politics on that one because we got 2 back-to-back picks at the spot. And at this point, it's still going to be a crapshoot anything you go late in the first round. So I'm playing the politics on this one and going with Jordan Love. That's just my thought. So it looks like we don't have a consensus regardless. So between Kalaran Chasen, Gross Matos, Tyler Badage, and Jordan Love, it's up to the people. What do y'all think? Who would you take out of those 4 players?
Can I change my vote?
You want to change your vote?
Because I was going to take Tyler next anyway. So I mean,
right.
Tyler Badage?
Yeah.
It's still going to have it lopsided, so they're still going to have to vote on the same round. So y'all let us know in the comment section right now, who would you take out of Chasen, Matos, Badage, and Jordan Love? Let us know, man. The comment
That's why I'm so glad I'm out of
GM. Tyler keeps popping up.
You can't ever have no quality old lineman though, that's for sure. So
he's the best.
I'm just thinking that we're gonna actually address our pass rusher issues in free agency. That's how I'm drafting, based on we're gonna go out and get those guys and spend that cap on it. So
with the 22nd pick in the NFL draft for the Miami Dolphins, they select Tyler
Badage from Wisconsin.
That is the overall consensus on that pick. So we're right back to back. Number 23. We'll go with you, Finsanity.
The only thing that would make me change my pick is if there's a cornerback or a safety that I absolutely love. So can I see those?
Is Delpit on the board still?
That's why I need to see if there's a.
I think Delpit went. Delpit went right before well, no, yeah, no, go down. Is he already gone? I thought he's gone.
Been gone.
Yeah. We got McKinney sitting there.
Yeah, he's got to be.
But we don't take him this high, right?
To the Broncos.
You taking McKinney in the first?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, I'd take him like early second.
Right, with the 36th pick, right?
McKinney.
What cornerbacks are on the board?
CJ Henderson, Bryce Hall.
Yeah, but we already took a center, Quint.
Just took a Quint center.
We already took a center, Quint.
Yeah, Tyler Badash. What corners are available? Can you show us, please?
Henderson, Hall.
You're on Finsanity.
Yeah, no. I said I want to look at the safeties and the cornerbacks real quick because we need to look at the secondary real quick.
TD, you take that message off the screen. I can't see, bro.
Oh, hold on.
Quinn, Creed Humphrey's the number 2 center behind Tyler Badash.
That's who I was going to take in the second round.
Humphrey might not make it past the Ravens.
Nope.
These are your corners. What else did you want to see after these?
Can you scroll up on this? Let's scroll down.
Yeah, you got the bar.
I'm like, why are we at 91?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, Sean Wade still there too.
You seen me? I'm like, wait a minute, real quick.
Don't forget, we selected number 36.
There's the guy on the opposite side. There's the guy we talk about. The guy that's on the opposite side of
Okuda.
Okuda still being available.
Right. Oh man. Oh my gosh. Because
that's a little high for at least in my opinion in Wade. But
remember, we selected number 36.
Yeah. Well, man, aren't you still on the Chase on train?
Things change very quickly. This is the draft. Just because you high 1 minute does not mean you high the next minute. Because I got everything's like a clock to me. Like if we ain't get it there, let me go look somewhere else. So let me see. Sean Wade or McKinney. I did not like how McKinney played against LSU, not one bit. And I did not like the way he played in this last game. He's had some moments where he's disappeared on the field unless they had him playing in the box. So I'm not 100% sold on him. Sean Wade, that Ohio State defense is something special. I still think we're going to – this is where free agency is definitely needed to know who we have in our personnel. And this is why this is very hard for me. Because a part of my heart saying – go out and get you an edge rusher, but another part of me is saying that secondary is too young to function right now. So let me, guys, for everyone saying Jonathan Taylor, I understand what you're saying, but there's so many running backs that it's not even funny. This is hard for me because I don't want to pick with my heart with McKinney. Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't put me in this room. Do I believe Nick Needham can develop is the question.
We know one guy that does.
Oh, man, that's the real question. And, man, Bryce Hall might still be sitting there, too, from Virginia.
20 seconds on the clock.
You know what? I want to say this, and I'm not saying this with my conviction, but going ahead and give me a pass rusher. I don't care if it's Chason or Gross Matos at this point. I prefer Chason, but just give me an edge rusher.
Who you got? What's the best available? Which one?
Yo, best available, they're gonna go with Chason because. That's why I said either or. Like they're...
Well, technically, never mind. But just go. Well,
me and you know Mr. Ball game, but we ain't gonna get into this debate again.
Well, Gross Matos reminds me of like my son said. He reminds you of like a Carlos Dunlap.
Okay.
I think he's more athletic than Dunlap, bro.
I don't know. The Dunlap when Dunlap came out, man, Dunlap was athletic. He old now, but he was Dunlap.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think Dunlap ever. I never seen him, covering running backs and tight ends before. Gross Matos does it all.
He did it. He did it early on. Carlos did it early on.
Derek Brown is gone, but Christian Wilkins is going to need help. So you got if you address your offensive line, you might as well go ahead and get somebody on that defensive line because. We're not going to know 100% sure until we get to this free agency. So that's why this is hard.
So who you got, Mr. Ball Game?
I'm gonna go with Gross Matos, man.
All right.
I figured he would be gone by now with the consensus of everybody was talking about him last pick, but we took Tyler, so yeah, I'm gonna take him.
EM, you going Gross Matos again?
Oh, if he on the board, absolutely.
All right, Gross Matos it is. And what about yourself, Esteban?
Yeah, I'm going with Gross Matos.
Reason?
Time to be the outlier. So the thing that worries me about who I want is because Vincenti, you said that the running back depth. The problem there is if you look at 26, and you got the Kansas City Chiefs sitting right there. So my thing here is I think if you're going to make a move for Jonathan Taylor, this is where you need to make the move for him because I think he perfectly fits what Kansas City wants, and I want that. So I don't mind taking a Curtis Weaver or a Gross Matos or a Chason if he's still on the board here, but I'm going to go – my thing here is you have the pick of the best player available. You already got the best tackle available. You got the best center available. Now I want the best running back available. And both of those guys that we've already drafted are great in the run game. So I would go with Jonathan Taylor here based on what we've already drafted.
No argument from me.
Jonathan Taylor. Huh?
So no argument from me.
What happened for you?
I said no argument. I don't have an argument on that because I love Jonathan Taylor. I just,
Right. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. We still have Najee Harris sitting back there.
He all right.
And I'm gonna tell y'all now. My pick at this point was Jonathan Taylor, and here's why. I mean, y'all all good with Gross Matos and chasing and all this and that. But the trajectory we on building this offensive line, I want that back. I want that young, fresh back that has that power. That's we're figuring our quarterback situation out. We're figuring out our O-line situation.
You don't believe in the intern, bro?
What intern?
That's what's name Laird's nickname, the intern.
You don't think the intern can be our full-time back?
No.
Patrick Laird? No, he can be our backup back. I like Patrick Laird as our number 2 or number 3. I mean, that's fine with me. But I want to bring in a young guy that's fresh, that's going to develop with Josh Rosen, that's going to develop with this O-line, and it's going to need a good running game. So I'm Jonathan Taylor. It looks like we have a Chasen, 3 Gross Matos, and 2 Jonathan Taylors. Again, we got to go back to the people. Y'all tell us in the comment section, right?
I said either one. So Gross Matos, that's a 4-2 split, ain't it? Let me stop.
Gross Matos is 3. You went with Chasen.
I said either one. I said I wouldn't be upset with either one, whichever one we wanted.
Here's my only thing: is there's a lot of running backs still, right? Exactly. How many running backs are left? Why? I mean, I want a running back too, but I would do it later.
There's too much depth. Be taking one in the first round. Too much depth.
Listen, I'm straight. I'm going. Like I said, I got my guy.
Stick with your pick, baby. Stick with your pick.
I got my guy. So y'all let us know in the comment section. Do we have Gross Matos, Chasen, or Taylor? All right, Gross, Matos, Taylor, Jonathan Taylor, Gross, Taylor. Taylor runs downhill. Taylor, Gross, Matos. It looks like we're Taylor, Gross, Taylor, Gross.
It's gonna be tough.
Come on,
flip a coin.
You gotta give me one, TD.
You gotta flip a coin.
I'm gonna have to go with Gross Matos. I think that's slightly better. I think that's slightly more votes right now. Just barely though. Just barely. I'm still sitting here looking for more Taylors, but I'm gonna go Gross. Let me stop looking. Let me go Gross. All right. We're going Gross Matos. I do love the thought process that we're staying in the trenches though. Above all, I love the fact that we are staying in the trenches.
Can you see all the picks real quick?
Oh, you mean the ones that other teams are taking?
Yeah. Well, I know Taylor just went off the board, so
where'd he go? Where'd he go? Yeah. See? And then what did someone said in the comments? If Jonathan Taylor goes to Kansas City, it's over for the NFL.
Yep. Jonathan Taylor went to him, and Chase went right after.
Hey man, we got to worry about us. We can't worry about the Chiefs.
Jordan Love to New Orleans. I want the best player at every position, huh?
DJ Henderson went to the Giants.
Wow.
That was gonna be my next pick, Mr. Ballgame.
I know mine too, bro. I know you were last. At least to get.
Show me the running backs, quick. Show me the running backs.
CJ Henderson was gonna be my next pick, and he went 2 spots ahead.
Dobbins is there.
Yeah, but still.
Najee's there. Zach Moss.
What some people have to realize before we start this, the number 36 pick, what some people have to realize is this as well. The Miami Dolphins just selected number 22 and 23. I said this to y'all earlier. If Tannehill can take care of business for us, those picks are going to be like 17 and 18. That makes a difference.
Tannehill?
Yes, if Tannehill can win out for the rest of the season, Houston will be a top 19 pick, and
I'm
Pittsburgh.
Not holding my breath.
Hey, well, I'm just saying
I'm not
that's
gonna
fine.
hold my breath.
That's fine. I understand, Ian. That's just like me trying to hold my breath for Tua staying healthy. I ain't doing it either. All right. All right. So at number 36, y'all, who do you have? We're gonna start with Finsanity.
Oh man.
Let's go back to
when do we pick again? When do we pick again?
62 and 68, I think.
Yes, we got
Wow.
This is probably one of the most important picks right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is if you ask me, this is the toughest pick.
These next three are. Yeah.
This one, because you're going to lose about 20 picks worth of great talent before we get there.
Okay. Well, I believe in Najee Harris, and I believe he'll still be on the board. Let me see. Can we go to Jesus Christ? I need to see. What do I need to see? Let me see the corners again. Let me see what we got left over there, real quick.
Terrell, AJ.
That's what I was just gonna
Bryce
say.
Bryce Hall.
But it makes you feel like you're reaching on all of them.
Stop sleeping on that kid from TCU, man. I got a little write up about him. He's legit. Jeff Gladney. Gladney.
Oh, Gladney. I'm not
super fast. Super fast.
Insanity.
And he'll be in NFL ready, man.
That 36. That is a reach. Let me see the quarterbacks. Let me see who we have left. Because
if you say Jalen Hurts, I'm driving to where you live right now.
Listen.
You better say Jacob Eason. You better say Jacob Eason.
Listen.
Okay.
Jesus. Listen. I like a lot of things that I do and don't see from Jalen Hurts. I will be one to be honest and say I have not watched Jacob Eason all year because I didn't expect Tua to get hurt. So I always figured we were going to get Tua for the most part. So I have to do research on that. Man, listen. That RPO is kind of nice, but you can't run an RPO if you don't have an RPO type of running back in your backfield with you, and we don't have that right now.
And an offensive line that.
Well, we just got 2 offensive linemen, Esteban.
Yeah, but when are they going to get clicking? You know what I mean? We want to win like today.
Man, listen, Badaz and Dieter, they already got their chemistry from playing together for a couple of years. Andrew Thomas just has to handle the blind side and stuff like that. And he's versatile from what you guys have been telling me. So
there's still only one side of the line. But you see what I mean? That's Thomas, Dieter, Badaz.
So let's see. Listen, as much as I like Jalen Hurts, I'm not willing to take a gamble on him, especially since there's 2 better quarterbacks coming next year, and we have so many picks if we need to go out and get one. And I'm a true believer in Josh Rosen. So I need to get Josh Rosen a running game. So go back to the running backs for me real quick. I'm sorry, guys. Go back because he needs a running game. And if we don't address it in free agency, we have to address it in the draft. So, Jesus Christ.
Like it's Bilal's fault.
It's not.
Don't get Najee Harris.
Listen, if I was going to go Najee Harris, I would have waited to that 60-some pick. I'm not going to jump that much, but I truly believe Najee Harris will move up up the board. And when we redo this draft, we'll be picking Najee Harris way before we pick some of these other running backs. But for the most part, right now, go ahead and give me J.K. Dobbins from Ohio State.
Dobbins, all right. Mr. Ballgame.
Were the corners available?
Zach Moss is good too, but he didn't show up in that game. He didn't show up for Utah.
I like Bryce Hall, man.
I do too. I like him a lot.
I'm going Bryce Hall.
Who you going?
Dang, ball game stole my pick, bro.
No, we just in it together, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Pull up best like all the players that are available. TD, please.
It's coming up for you.
We're at 36, correct? We're at 36, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Pull up the safeties for me. I'm thinking Antoine Wingfield from Minnesota. I like him a lot as well. There he is.
Well, you gonna reach, huh? You gonna reach that much, huh?
I don't think he's a reach, bro. I think once I'm anxious to see how he tests at the combine. But they're saying that if he has a good combine and he could even potentially be picked in the late first round or mid second. So I don't deem him as being. Y'all need to check his tape out as well. He's a converted cornerback.
Cornerback to safety.
Yeah.
I just don't like his height.
Right.
I get it. I understand. But he gives you that. Shoot, he taller than Bobby McCain. But you don't like Bobby McCain
I think Bobby's like 5'11".
I'm not a Bobby fan. I'm not a Bobby fan. So
yeah. He's tied. He's either leading or tied. I know he's either leading or tied for interceptions and pass breakups in entire college football. So he's a player that a lot of teams. He's not getting a lot of publicity because I think where he plays in Minnesota. So again, I'm anxious to see what he tests like at the combine. But he's a converted cornerback, so he gives you that scheme flexibility.
My question is, will he be there late in the second?
Yeah.
So why pass on Hall now then?
This is I thought we was on our second round pick.
No.
No, we're on our first one.
No.
First one.
Oh, no, picks in the first.
Okay.
I thought we already did a second round pick too. I thought that was the
No,
Gross
we only
Matos
made
pick.
3 picks. The Gross Matos was our first rounder.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
That's right. Okay.
Okay, my bad.
EM thought he picked Tua little brother in the second round.
Yeah, well,
It's all right, man. Go ahead.
well, yeah. With that being said, yeah, I'm agree with you, ball game. I think Bryce Hall's upside is tremendous.
And cutting Needham. Okay, I get it.
No. One thing I will agree on ball game, you can never have too many high quality corners. But is he gonna come in there and supplant Nick Needham as a starter on the boundary? Probably not. But considering we deploy a lot of packages that incorporate
A lot of man coverage.
Yeah, a lot of man coverage, and we, like I said, a lot of packages with 6'7", defensive backs. So you can never have too many. I agree with ball game on that. But yeah, I would go Bryce Hall. That's a lot of upside. Him sitting there, so I would go with him at this point.
All right. So now we got Esteban. What we got?
I'm gonna go with Jacob Eason out of Washington, man, quarterback.
And why?
Because tomorrow is never promised, man. And I know we want a quarterback next year, but who's to say one of those guys ain't gonna get hurt, or we possibly might not even be able to move up if a team likes their position in the draft and they want a quarterback. I mean, better now than never, and I think he's the best available quarterback. So I'm going quarterback.
I don't think we want a quarterback next year. I think we want Josh Rosen to be that guy.
I would hope so, Insanity. I mean, with all this, if we go 2 offensive linemen like this, I know TD did his mock earlier, and we also drafted 2 offensive linemen. I would hope that Rosen would pan out, but he still needs competition, so I'm going to go with Eason.
Good pick. I don't object to it because at the end of the day, I need some competition for Rosen. Y'all, we talk about that's the one thing we never brought in for Tannehill, so that's not play around with that either. We'll go ahead and somebody got to go late in the first round or early second to bring in competition for Rosen. That's just my thoughts. So I like that pick. That's why I went with Jordan Love early on because that'll wake Rosen up for sure, in my opinion. So, all right. So what we got, Reason?
Okay, so my problem with the 3 quarterbacks available is I don't need to go into Hurts. I've already done that enough. Jacob Eason, big arm. He's deadly accurate.
Big dude too.
Great size. Problem is he's known for locking in on his first read. He also
can that be
so does Tua.
Yeah. He also
So does Tua.
That's different.
No,
it's not.
Tua goes through more progressions than him. First of all, that's not even a question. Second of all, Tua's first read is usually open. Jacob Eason will force it a lot. It's the same thing with Love. That's the downfall with Love. They'll force their first read a lot. That's the one big knock on Love. It's the same thing with Eason. Okay, I love the guy's arm, but I overall body of work, I'm good. So
if I'm gonna take a project, I'd rather go Jordan Love.
Yeah, if Jordan Love's off the board,
he's gone though.
Yeah, that's why I've said from the moment here, if Burrow, Tua, and Love are gone, I'm not even bothering this draft. So that said, what receivers are available right now? Can you show me the receivers?
Jerry Judy's available.
Yeah, okay. Devontae Smith available?
Yep. You'll be on that cusp. You'll be close to our next pick.
Yeah, Rager from TCU is
really good. From TCU there?
Yeah, he's really good. He's really good, yeah.
And he's fast.
Yeah.
Fast.
So I'm gonna I think I got Bryce Hall as a number 3 corner on my big board.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Bryce Hall. I think he has ideal size and length for his position. I think he can. I think he does his coverage at an elite level. He constantly wins leverage battles downfield. He's got a great quickness. He's got great agility. Again, another guy who he's always been above 91 in coverage grades. And if you look at it, if you look at the Virginia's defensive scheme, there's a lot of diverse coverage responsibilities, and he's been great. He's been great in the I think he's the number 3 corner available in this draft. So I think he's too big of a talent to pass up right now if he's available.
Right.
Nice pick because I was going. Yeah, nice pick because I was going Hall as well, which I'm still going to go Hall. So we're going to draft him. I thought we were going to end up voting because I didn't think you would go Hall, but it looks like that's the first one we have a consensus on at number 36, Bryce Hall, the cornerback out of Virginia. And I can actually see a pick like that really happening.
Yeah. That's a good pick. I like that pick.
I can actually see the Miami Dolphins because look, the Andrew Thomas pick, I think is a really good one, but we don't know.
And someone
Badad, Gross Matos, we don't know, but the Bryce Hall one, I can see us really doing that.
Someone said in the comments he's not targeted much. You know why? Because he's that good.
Exactly.
So you're gonna go to the other side. You're not gonna come to a top 3 corner in the nation, especially if the quarterback itself is most of the time not a top 5 quarterback in the nation.
Stevie, can we see this going off the board real quick?
Absolutely. So since our pick, this is what we have that just exited.
Jacob Eason went to Chicago.
Raekwon Davis is gone. Weaver's gone.
Bryce
Austin
Hawkins.
Jackson,
Yeah,
AJ
I like
Terrell.
Austin Jackson. That's who I like for our tackle. I figured we could get the guy. He's like 6'6".
Jalen Hurts to Tampa.
Tampa Bay took Jalen Hurts.
That makes sense. Go to Bruce Arians. Go learn under a guy like that. Top tight ends off the board, though. He went to Jacksonville. Ashton Davis. Everyone's sleeping on that kid. Ashton Davis from Cal, man. Ashton Davis is everyone's sleeping on him, man. That guy's a top 45 guy. I'm telling you.
Fromm went to Minnesota.
Jake Fromm.
Marvin Wilson. Buffalo.
I like Marvin Wilson.
Big kid, man.
I got him in my top 35.
Big strong kid, man.
Look what
Lawrence is going. Wow.
Look what Green Bay doing. Green Bay doing taking Dobbins.
There you go.
Jalen Johnson.
Okay. All right. Well, we're at 62 guys with the outlook of picking at 68. So at the 60, these are our
man. There's some good corners there, though.
Oh yeah.
These are our last two picks for this mock draft. So we gotta. Who do you have, Insanity, at number 62?
Go back to those wide receivers real quick for me.
Devontae Smith.
You already know.
That's where I'd be targeting here. So
he's there.
Yes, NFL.
There he is.
There he is.
I'm on board with that.
Hamler's still there too, huh?
I'm taking Devontae.
Devontae, man, those hands are sure things, man. And he's played in a great system, coming from a great quarterback and Tua. And listen, he's the type of guy that you just throw it up and you know he's going to run underneath it. He's going to track it down. You can't throw it too far in front of him. I mean, like unless you throw it outside of the end zone, that's probably a little bit too far. But
is that your pick?
Yeah, he can run. He can run a lot of routes. He's very versatile. But man, listen, we need speed, and if we're letting go of Jakeem and we're letting go of Albert Wilson, then yeah, you need to put some speed back on this team. We can't just have all these big guys. You need to, have a versatile wide receiving core. So yeah, give me Devontae.
I don't think we move off of Jakeem this offseason.
Yeah, Jakeem got one.
But I don't think he's going to be or he might still be our special team specialist returning punts, but you still for Devontae Smith's size and all that, for what it's worth, he'll fit good in our scheme and he'll give Rosen another target.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know Ball Game is gonna disagree, but I'm telling you, that kid Mac Hollins, who we picked up from Philadelphia, I am telling you this: if you're going by physical ability, that dude is 6'4.5", 225 pounds.
I've seen him drop a lot of balls.
Yeah, he's big.
He's known to drop balls.
Hang on. He came out. He got 4.4 speed. When he came out in 2017, in a lot of NFL circles, they considered him to be potentially the biggest steal of that draft. But when he came out of North Carolina, he had a lot of durability concerns, and that's unfortunately he's had durability issues.
He got hurt running the 40 in the combine.
Yeah, he got hurt. But I'm telling you, and if you go back to that game Sunday, Fitzpatrick, he was open 3 times on go routes. He had like a 2 to 3 step advantage on I forget the corner who was covering him, but Fitzpatrick couldn't get him the ball. There was 3 surefire touchdowns he missed him on. 2 of them. Remember the one where he slipped? Fitzpatrick underthrew him. He had to come back and he got the pass interference call. I don't know if y'all remember.
Yeah, I was watching it.
Well, he did that one, and then Fitzpatrick missed him 2 other times. But I am telling you this: you can make a legitimate argument. He's the best athlete at that position on our team right now. So I'm anxious to see him get acclimated with the playbook. He's been here a week. We got him last week. But if going by physical ability, that's why I don't think I'm touching wide receiver in the first 3 rounds, because I think we are solid, more than solid at that position.
He ran 4.53 in the combine, though.
Well, that's his fit. Well,
his official one was 4.53.
4.53. Well, I know he ran 4.48. One of those. You know how they average them out.
Yeah.
They have one. He was clocked at when they tested one.
You see where Colin Johnson is ranked, just for the people? Because I know Colin Johnson is he's a great red zone threat. He is 6'6", and I think he ran like about a 4.5. So he is a good pick, but I think that's someone that you can get a tad bit later for what it's worth.
81.
Man,
81.
KJ Hill still there too.
Yeah, KJ Hill, like.
Well, y'all need to understand this. As soon as we pick at 62 and 68, we are waiting forever for our next pick.
Yeah, we're done for a while.
Forever.
Picks in, right?
Let me see the tight ends.
Yeah, but we'll have to wait on the compensatories to see where we fall. They're still not guaranteed like people think on where they're going to be. But right now, as of the draft goes, we're waiting. We don't even have a pick in the 4th round.
It must have been a run on tight ends because all the
Yeah, man, because everything. Ugh.
No, TD has to scroll up real quick.
Harrison Bryant's good though.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I gotta scroll up.
Hey, I'm hoping Tampa Bay cuts.
There we go.
Oh, there he is.
There we go.
Hunter Bryant.
Yeah. I like Jared.
Albert too.
I like Albert from Missouri.
Yeah.
Mr. Ballgame. It's only who is it?
Tight end Albert Okwui Goomba 9 or whatever from Missouri. That kid. Yeah, that's my pick.
Albert.
I'm surprised he's still there.
I'm hoping Tampa Bay cuts loose OJ Howard. The minute he does that, I'm all over him.
Wow. Okay. EM, who you got?
Can you pull up best available real quick, TD? 36.
To his left ankle.
I don't know if I want to address secondary back to back. No, I'm not going wide receiver.
I'm gonna keep rolling.
Yeah, keep rolling. Keep going. Wait, go back up real quick. Keep going. Was that okay? Man. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Somebody. We need a tight. I picked the tight end because you're sick and need help. We need to start. They're gonna want to run more 2 tight end sets too.
That's why I would rather target OJ Howard if he's cut loose.
If he in free agency, then yeah, of course, go get him. But we're going in this. We doing this based on not knowing who we're getting, right? In free agency, right?
I thought.
Draft we won't have until after.
We're considering our top 2 that we mentioned, and sure enough, ain't no tight end was mentioned.
Right.
You know what? I'll go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna preface my pick by saying that I'm anxious to see what he tests like, because I don't know what his I don't know how fast he is. I don't know how I don't know what his.
Give me the name first.
What's that? Antoine Wingfield. I just like the versatility he brings to our defense, bro. I think he can be that true free safety that we need. He's according to this, they have him going 100, I think, in the 100 range. But he's gonna get picked a lot sooner than that. He's gonna be picked a lot sooner than that, I think, come combine time, once he goes there and tests well. Instinctual.
Okay.
That converted. I think he's that. Man. He gives us that flexibility. I'm gonna go with Wingfield.
All right, Esteban.
Man, is there any quarterbacks left?
You gonna try every chance you get, huh?
Man, dude, I want a quarterback.
No.
I thought you was a Rosen guy, Esteban.
super projects. All
the projects.
I just don't know. I don't know what next year is going to bring. So I'm just going on what we got to go by this year.
Don't go quarterbacks based off of this list.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with. I do like Dylan out of Boston College, but I think he'll still be there for that pick that we got to wait really long on. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Devontae Smith, the wide receiver out of Alabama.
All right, D. Smith. Okay. And who you got, Reason?
Can you go to tackles for a sec? I want to see if Trey Adams is.
Oh, man. See, I already know who I'm getting, and it's a tackle. Well, let's see who you're talking about. Trey Adams is available. Not who I'm getting. Well, I see what mine is.
Oh, okay. I want Josh Jones.
Is he still on the board?
He's right there.
Okay. I switched it up. Hey, Josh Jones. My bad.
Hold on.
I'm sitting there the whole time how they go past him on Josh Jones?
Well, because we don't have it on the screen, man. If we had it on the screen, I don't see how he's not on that best player available. He should have been on there. Anyways,
I've been scrolling by it, so miss the ball game. You'll still go with that tight end over Josh Jones?
I didn't know he was there, man.
I'm going with Josh Jones too.
Yeah,
I was wondering the whole time. I'm like, they would really go tight end over Josh Jones.
Can I finish my thoughts?
Go ahead, man.
All right. So, the highest graded tackle in this draft. He has a 93.2 overall grade. He was the AAC Offensive Player of the Year. He had an 89.2 pass block grade. He had a 92.7 run block grade, and he only allowed 4 pressures and 1 sack all season. This guy is around at 62, and you have now Andrew Thomas and Tyler Badage. You now have both of your tackles for like the next 10 years. So I think, I always said if we don't get Tua, or if we do get Tua, build the O-line, because if whatever quarterback you put back there, you're going to get better production if that O-line is where it's supposed to be. So I don't think you can go. I do love Devontae Smith. He had the highest passer rating. He had the highest passer rating for a quarterback of any wide receiver this year. So the highest quarterback rating for quarterbacks throwing to receiver. I think he was like 158.3. So
but again,
I do love Devontae, and he's a pure burner. But I do think Josh Jones right here is just too big to pass up on.
But again, I don't think Devontae Smith fits that. Look at the receivers we have that we have on our roster now. They are assembling a basketball team. I don't Albert Wilson as well, but he's I'm sure we're gonna part ways with him. But Jakeem Grant, I think going into next year, I don't think we have a receiver under 6'3", under 6'3", at least 6'2.5". They are assembling a basketball team.
I love it.
I don't think Devontae Smith fits. And I keep telling y'all, this team is huge on prototypes. I don't think he fits that physical profile that they designed.
Well,
I mean, a lot of people love.
It don't matter.
A lot of people love Henry Ruggs, and he's probably going to be a top 20, top 25 pick. But who's the one? Judy made the All-SEC team, but it wasn't Ruggs who made it. It was Devontae Smith who was the second receiver on the All-SEC team. So I think people are really sleeping on two guys. I think that people are sleeping on, and I don't know why. Is T. Higgins and
Clemson?
Yeah, I think people are still sleeping on him. And T. Higgins and Devontae Smith, I think, are the two biggest slept-on receivers in this draft.
Went to the Bengals, so it's going to be him and Burrows.
We selected Josh Jones with the overwhelming consensus. We had 4 that were Josh Jones. I didn't know if anybody else wanted to change it, but we already had the 4, so we went ahead and drafted him. Devontae Smith went to the Bengals anyway. As you can see, everybody who's off the board, Chuba Hubbard, running back, and now Miami, our last pick for this mock draft, picking at number 68. This is a huge pick for us, the very last one. I know where I'm going, but we're gonna start with you, Finsanity.
Dang, man, O'Larry Jackson there too. We just took Josh Jones,
Yeah,
so we don't get another tackle. Dang.
Yeah, I was going to say, would you take Jackson over Jones? I still would go Jones.
Yeah.
Let me go back to all picks so I can see what we need real quick.
My tight end still
No. By the draft log. By the draft log. Go to all picks. There you go.
What we need?
It's going to tell us right there. See, there you go. All right.
See, it's on there. Tight end on there.
Your boy Najee is still there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, listen. And I was thinking because we definitely need a running back. What we have right now, especially when you revamped this offensive line the way we have, we got to get a running back. But man, listen, do I think Isaiah Ford is that guy though? That's the question. I mean, they did re-sign him, so I mean, did they re-sign him for depth or for him to start is the question. Person is going to be a starter. We don't know what they're going to do with Devontae Parker, so that's why there's so many like glaring questions about doing this, and this is why it's so freaking hard for me to do this right now. Oh my gosh, who's available on wide receiver?
I like that kid from Wake Forest right there, Sage Surratt.
Man, listen, give me the best underrated running back that. Oh, Bernard's still there. Ooh.
Cam Akers is still there. Cam Akers is still on the board.
Listen, if I'm going running back, I'm going Najee Harris all the way. Especially if we don't get Jonathan Taylor. Like I said, a lot of people are sleeping on him because he didn't get his chance to shine this year because of some, coaching issues. But the way that Najee Harris changes Alabama's offense, it's incredible. Now, I get it. Jonathan Taylor is all of Wisconsin's offense. But when you have so many wide receivers as Alabama does, and they're not getting the job done, and you can just turn it around and hand it off to a guy and he'll get the job done for you, that's who I'm going with. I love KJ Hill at wide receiver because he's still there, and oh my gosh, he can spread the field himself. But let me get my boy Najee Harris because we need some Alabama blood on this team because I need a jersey to go out and get this year. That's gonna be worth my while. And I'm telling you, if you bring Najee Harris into your training camp, he's starting over the intern. He's starting over anybody you pick up in free agency. He's starting over Gaskins, all that. Najee Harris should be your starting running back to go along with Josh Rosen for when the passing game is not doing it. You can just hand it off. He's a workhorse. He's a 3-down back. And he can catch the ball. That's one thing that's underrated, too, is his ability to catch the ball out the backfield. It's just that Alabama is always trying to stretch the ball down the field, regardless of the fact. But Najee Harris is taking screens to the house. He's picked up first downs off of it. He breaks tackles. He can run between the tackles, outside the tackles. I can't praise the kid enough. And the fact that they did him this dirty during his last year to mess up his draft stock is despicable because had they stayed with their scheme and their program at Alabama, Najee Harris would be a Heisman candidate this year with the way he runs that ball. And it's sad that they did that to this young man. Let's go ahead, send him down to South Beach. We'll take care of him.
Nice. But that's a homer pick. But go ahead.
It's not a homer pick.
Well, that may sound like one, but I'm gonna take. I like a guy that since we need a running back, I think he did an amazing job in a bad situation all year long. I mean, he was instant productivity. A lot of people ain't talking about him, but he's got a lot of Dalvin Cook, and he got a lot of things about him that remind me of Dalvin Cook. And that's Cam Akers out of Florida State.
You from Florida State?
Huh?
I said, Dalvin Cook, he's from Florida State too, as well, right?
So, but who's the best? Let me see the top board. Let me see the top. TD.
I'm going to it. All available.
Yeah, all available. Yeah.
Man, y'all missing out on a huge steal right now, man. Y'all better consider the people. Y'all gotta consider the people who's dropped because of injuries, man. There's a huge person that's on the board.
I can't see. Can you scroll down just a bit?
Oh. I think this is the best mock draft ever, man.
Oh man.
I ain't gonna lie. A lot of these players, I don't normally start my research on players till about February. So a lot of these players, I hadn't done any research.
Wait till we get to my pick.
I could go running back with Cam. I could take Dansler at corner. This is weird to me, man. I don't know what all these question marks around Preston, man.
Yeah, y'all. One moment, I gotta get my other headset. My Bluetooth is died.
I don't know.
I'm gonna trade out.
Yeah, man. Can I do that?
I'm gonna trade out
because I don't know. I mean, Cam Akers would be my pick here, but I mean, like, I just don't know. I would be willing to see what the productivity of our backs would be with this new improved line, and then worry about a running back maybe next year. You know?
Yeah, I
agree. If that case may be, but
I'm gonna trade out. For next year.
Can't hear you, bro.
Can you hear me?
No.
Yes, people don't.
It's breaking up, but I'll go Cam Akers. That's a homer pick. I watched the kid play pretty much all this season, and I know that they would. You know, he got a lot of stats. He did a lot of great things for Florida State, even though their winning record wasn't that great. But he did his job every week, so he's a 3-down back. You can give it to him in all different facets. He catches the ball well. He runs between the tackles. He attacks the edges. So, I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that his supporting cast around him and the offensive line were horrible, he would have had even better stats. So.
All right, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
All right, my bad. I don't know where my headset died. All right, so who did you pick, Mr. Ballgame? Oh well, I don't hear.
Can't hear him.
Hold on.
Pick Cam Akers.
Cam Akers, running back, Florida State.
Oh, Cam Akers. All right. What do we have next? We got EM. What you got for us?
Well, shoot. If Antoine Wingfield is still on the board, I'm going him. But if he's not, I'm trading out. I'm trying to get a second or third for next year.
Who is it?
Antoine Wingfield.
Antoine Wingfield.
Yeah. Telling you, man, he's gonna be one of the players that's gonna skyrocket up that draft board come February.
All right, and then Esteban, who you got?
Let me see what linebackers are on this this board.
They gone. Well, they ain't gone, but good ones.
Nothing.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I just want to see linebacker, TD, and running back. If I don't see anything,
that's still there.
Mm-hmm.
Troy Dye from Oregon still there.
TD, how many rounds we doing?
3.
It's our last one.
Batchy Jr. Oh man,
this is your very last. It's the very last pick.
Are we still doing that other one with the player rankings?
Oh my gosh.
No, I didn't realize it was gonna take this long.
We'll do that. Damn, bro.
We'll do that next time.
Man, listen. If this draft has taught me anything,
We still got over 400 people in the building.
I don't want to be a GM. I know that.
listen, free agency is going to dictate a lot of things that.
Can you scroll down on running backs?
Absolutely.
Mr. Ballgame. What do
Let me
you
go
think,
with Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Hold on. Yeah, what's
I
up?
think he's just.
what do you think Parker's worth is going to be in this free agency?
Parker's Worth?
Yeah, isn't he up for a contract?
Yeah, well, he's still got another year. We even signed him to that extension, so we got him to next season. But
Who, Devontae Parker?
yeah, he ain't going nowhere.
No, he ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere. He made it. He finally proved
If
the
they do a new
naysayers
deal,
right. So they like Parker. He ain't going nowhere.
That's why I said Parker got too much speed, too much physical talent to just let walk out the door like that.
He's finally healthy too. I mean, he was finally healthy.
Everyone says
They'll
Shorty's
do-
finally healthy.
Huh?
they'll do him next year.
That's what
Okay.
I'm
For a
saying.
reason,
Like,
it's your turn,
Hey,
and hopefully.
And
Are we
even
gonna-
listen, and even if they, I think they're just being cautious and they just put him in the concussion protocol now at this point because only 3 games left. Why put him out there to risk him? He's
I'm saying-
proven what he needed to do.
I would
are we going to do what we did this off season and just trade people
Hold
before we have to offer them another contract?
Hold on, guys. We almost done with this. Hold on. Let's finish this last pick. Reason is on the reason right now.
Can you
Please
show
don't
me?
pick who I'm going to pick. Reason.
Can you show me probably not who I have in mind? Can you show me the best available? Is this it?
This is the best available.
So who's
I
the
can't
one?
believe y'all passed on this guy. Huh?
Can you go to interior lineman?
It's already on the board, man. You about to pick my pick. He already right there, man. He's right there in front of you. Are we really gonna pass up on this man?
No, I'm not. No, go to interior lineman. I'm not taking Moody.
Y'all going to be on the
I'm not taking Moody.
Hold on, you're not taking who?
I'm not taking Moody from Fresno.
Bro, isn't he?
Watch, I'll show you.
Bro, he's a first round prospect. He just got hurt. That's why he dropped down.
But
He's a
there's someone-
first round prospect, and this man is a beast.
Yeah, but I like someone better.
Okay. Let's see who you got. Let's see. Inside falling
And I
this
think
much,
he's gonna-
and it's somebody
and he's
better. There you go.
Yeah, just search by position and you'll see.
Is it Solomon?
No. But it's Solomon Kinley is good, but it's not him.
Yeah, he is. He's a solid
Who we talking about? Moody?
at this stage.
Moody is good.
Yes, man. Moody was projected first round until he had a season-ending injury, and you can get a guy like that in the 3rd round.
I assumed he was. I assumed he was. Well, I mean, I didn't see him, so maybe I didn't ask you to scroll down enough. I guess.
Are you? You got to go
Bro, I
up.
would have even thought about him in the 2nd round,
You
but
gotta go up.
his stock done fell so much because he at the end of the season 2 months ago, season-ending injury. He was projected
so-
1st round.
So, I like Moody, but I don't even think he'll be here by now. But the guy who I'm looking at right now is I want Shane Lemieux from Oregon.
Hold
a
on.
good
So
pick.
you mean
He's
to
still
tell
a-
me if he is here right now, though, you still
don't think-
going Shane?
I don't think Moody will be there.
So-
I don't think Kinley will be there either.
But if he is, that's what this mock is. But
he's-
if he
and I
is,
would
that's
take-
what the mock is for.
I would probably honestly take Kinley over him right now. Then
Kinley, okay, that's fair. So who are you going with?
my heart says Shane Lemieux, but I'll take Kinley because of the way this ridiculous board has fallen.
Kinley, all right. And y'all already know I'm going Moody, man. I can't. Supposed to be a 1st round prospect, 6'3", 300 pounds, great hands. I mean, this guy has the full package. He just had a season-ending injury in October. But hey, this is why you take a chance on a 1st round prospect with a season-ending injury in the 3rd round. That's why I would go Moody. I mean, and at the end of the day, and I like where you're going, no reason, coming back to the O-line, the interior, because look at what we would have done in this draft if we did go interior offensive line. We literally got both tackles. We literally got both interior linemen if we do go interior line, and we got a cornerback in the edge. That's like the perfect draft for me for the positions of need that this team has. So anyway, but so this one spread out everywhere. So the people are going to have to decide.
I'll take Moody.
On the very last pick.
If Moody's 100% healthy, I'll just go with you on this thing. But I do like Kinley a lot. So
well, it's still got. We still got to go with the people because it's just spread out. Yeah.
So reason with all these offensive linemen, how many of them are day one starters to you?
Everyone that we drafted.
all of them. Every single one of them.
So I have a question. So what about Brandon Streff? So now are we saying we're benching Dieter and we're just gonna
depth?
I get
competition.
But Badaj is a center. He's not a guard.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, are we going to go out and get Streff?
Oh yeah, Dieter's not a starter. In my world, at least.
Who's
right
not?
Now he's not.
I don't think Dieter's a starter. I think he's a great number 2. I said this earlier.
So the only veteran we're going to have on our offensive line is Brandon Streff if he doesn't resign with the Redskins, is what you're saying. We're putting in all rookies week 1.
Looks like it.
Frozen.
Sure looks like it.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, do we not?
And it's still an upgrade, and it's still an upgrade.
But they're still all upgrade over the guys that we got currently right now.
Yeah, they saying much. I mean, saying much, bro.
That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying, listen, I don't care that they're young and all that. If you guys really granted, Tyler Badaz, I know he's good. I know Jones is good. I mean, I liked Austin Jackson from USC at tackle as well, if he's still available. And Andrew Thomas, okay,
But we got Jones, Thomas, Badaz, and then that's
okay, man. Listen.
Hold on. We still got to let everybody vote. We still have to let everybody vote so we can get this last pick in. We have Najee Harris, Cam Akers, Antoine Wingfield, Clyde Edwards, Kinley, and Moody. Put it in the comment section now. Who would you take out of those 6 players? Najee Harris, Cam Akers, Antoine Whitfield, Clyde Edwards, Kinley, or Moody? Put it in the comment section now. We still got over 425 people in the building. Load the comment section on who you would take. I see Moody. I see Winfield. I see Harris. Moody, Harris, Moody, Winfield, Moody, Harris, Cam, Moody, Harris, Moody, Harris, and Moody.
Wow, sounds like Finsanity won that one.
Because I mean, listen, but all these young guys, you're going to need a run game at this point, especially if you don't address in a free agency.
Balaj will run just fine behind this.
Oh, Jesus
hold on. Does he have he has dreadlocks, right? Okay,
Who?
so Najee.
Yes.
Okay.
What
We'll go with him. Style. He gets the style points.
It looks like
unleash the power of dreadlocks.
It looks like overwhelming. It looks like we're going Harris.
Finally, one of my picks. Dang, I was like, I was not good.
Yeah, it looks like Harris is getting the edge over Moody. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and select Harris. We're gonna get the running back. Again, I don't think that was a need.
Look how many good running backs there are.
Yeah.
Najee Harris is going to be great, and you guys are going to be thankful if we get him.
Nah, the scary part go ahead, Ian.
Hey, bro, it's 10:46, bro. I got to be up at 4:30, man.
All right, bro. I appreciate you.
I'm already tired. I can't hang tonight.
You're good, man. We got the picks in. We're going to chat them up for a little bit before we get out of here. So it looked like we went with Najee Harris. The draft is finishing right now for that round, for the 3rd round, and then it'll give us our picks and everything, and we'll talk about it. I just felt like we had an opportunity to get our entire O-line finally.
I watched all of his games. And
have some depth on the O-line, but we went with Najee Harris, due to popular demand. And let's see what we end up with. It's loading right now, guys.
Hey, TD, I got to go to bed too, man. I go to work in the morning. I just want to get final thoughts. If this is the way the draft's going to go, most likely, I think possibly it will. I hope that we address that defensive line in free agency. I hope we can catch some big fish.
And I think they will. I really do think they will. So final, guys, the Miami Dolphins. This is your Miami Dolphins first 3 rounds of the 2020 NFL draft. Obviously, I think that we literally
we'll be close.
I think this is a really good draft for the Miami Dolphins right here. I like this. Andrew Thomas, a solid rock on the blind side. Tyler Badaj holding down the middle. Gross Matos finally got some edge. And just to see what Flores is going to do with them. Bryce Hall, we need that guy opposite Xavier Howard to compete with Nick Needham. Whatever turns out. But that's still competition. You got to feel good about that. Josh Jones, offensive tackle out of Houston. Shocked that he was available where he was. So that's the opposite side to replace Juwan James that we never replaced. And Najee Harris, the running back, running behind this wall with Rosen leading the way with some play action and some different mix-ups. So that's what it would be if we went this route because this is the non-tour route, obviously, because we weren't able to select him or we didn't select him. So we can only imagine Josh Rosen behind this with the current receivers that we have outside of what we would get in free agency. I like this, y'all. I like this. If I was to give this an immediate grade, I would have to say B+. I would have to put it at a B+. What are y'all thoughts if y'all were to give it a grade?
I think it's an A for us. Thank you, Chris Greer. I'm out, y'all.
Cheers, Emma.
What about you, Finsanity? What grade would you give this overall?
Man, listen, you can never be upset if, you fix your O-line. That's something that we've needed help with for a very long time. And to get, Badaz and Thomas, like some of the top at their position is just truly amazing. Man, listen, for everyone sleeping on Najee Harris and thinking that it's a homer pick, it's really not. Like, go look at the totality of his career and just realize that this year was about Tua too much. And had he transferred out, he wouldn't have been able to enter the draft this year. He would have had to wait. So he was thinking about his long-term future, and he kind of just soaked it up and took one for his teammate, sort of say. But you can't be mad at this. But what I will say is that we're going to be in a position like Dallas in a couple years. How do we pay all of these offensive linemen? And do we make, do we have the highest paid in that group? Because you're going to have Dieter if he does what he's supposed to do and he develops. And then right after that, right back, you're going to have 3 offensive linemen who's going to need to be paid if they are who we think that they are going to be. So
they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out, or we'll get draft picks for them, and then we'll just recycle them and do it again.
Exactly. That's what the Patriots do.
We gonna see.
So we're not gonna
be one of these teams to continuously beat ourselves over the head with
contracts.
Yeah, man. That's what's killed us for years. So I'm glad that they're taking a stance in regards to thinking about being thriftful. Being smart with this money and not overpaying.
What grade did you give Insanity?
I'll give it a solid B+A. I can't be mad because we're going to fix the offensive line, but but we also gotta. I'm gonna say one last thing. Also next year when Josh Rosen's starting, we better make sure before we throw him to the wolves, we also realize that we have a rookie offensive line class. So that's why after I saw that, I was like, we need to go get him a running back. And that's the only reason why I jumped on a running back.
All right. So, Mr. Ballgame, what grade?
A-.
A-. Okay. Reason?
I just think that.
Okay. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I would say I was calling on reason.
Oh, okay.
But you giving a,
It's fine. A minus. I'm saying A minus just because although we addressed a lot of the offensive line issues, we only got one guy on defense, and that's me thinking that we'll address the other defensive edge pressure position player from free agency, but I don't necessarily think that one of our lines is better than the other. I mean, yeah, offensive line is horrible, but I mean, what our D line needs a lot of help too. So we could have probably done ourselves maybe a little bit more justice and grabbed another defensive lineman as well. But it's still a solid draft. I like it. I mean, it's a consensus. We went about it the right way, and I think it's going to be something similar to what they might do next year. So I'm good with it.
Something makes me want to save this one.
Yeah,
because I have a feeling. What's your grade reason?
I'm looking at it. I gotta go A. I think, and the reason why is because Andrew Thomas, Badaj, those are the two best at their position. Gross Matos, Hall, and Jones, they're top 5 at their position, and Najee Harris is the top 10 at this position. So I don't see any reaches. I think Najee Harris will be there on late day 2, day 3. I don't think he's going to go in the top 3, but I mean he's a great running back.
Moody.
Yeah. I think I think we are going to address the interior, and I'm not really worried about having to pay these linemen because that means they did their job. And like I said, you don't need an elite quarterback when you have an elite line most of the time. So
I said that too.
Yeah. So, and that means where you're not spending $40 million on a quarterback,
which is saving you money for the line.
And the Gross Matos pick, we've talked about how raw he is, but I think I've said this before. I think we talk about situations with players, and I think Flores would be the perfect situation for an end like that. So developmental wise and growth. So
yeah. So just to answer some questions in the comment section, yes, we are going to do this a few more times over time, and yes, we do have about 12, 13 picks, but we stopped at the 3rd round for this, and this isn't even including the compensatory picks. And like I said, I give it a B plus. This draft right here. I'm not opposed to the running back Najee Harris. I like the pick because I think we do need another running back to replace Drake, to have those 3 backs and layered Balaj and Najee Harris. Don't know which one will lead the way. That's what will be decided in camp, because the way that Flores has it set up, you win the battle in camp, you start. That's how it rolls. I just would have went offensive line there and completed the trend. That way, all the other guys that still fighting for position can be the ultimate competition. We can literally have a lot of guys that are competing for those positions. Because we went and got 3 offensive linemen right here.
I mean, they won't bring others in.
And not only will they not bring others in, but they also, you don't even know if they're guaranteed to work out. I mean, these guys are solid that we picked, but you still never know. I just conventional wisdom would tell you these 3 offensive linemen, we're only going to hit on 2 out of the 3.
Right.
One way or another, however it falls, we're only going to hit on 2 out of the 3 with these guys and their talent. So that's why I'm all in for even getting another old lineman. But this is why if the Dolphins draft like this, you'll be surprised with all those 4th, 5th, and 6th round picks. They don't keep on stacking up trench players just for competition in camp to find the best available who can get the job done. And people might be like, gosh, another old lineman.
You can't have enough quality depth.
Yeah, so they're going to be bringing in as many as they can to fix that issue. But I love that we still got a good edge rusher, not the best on the board, but one who is definitely capable. And I love that we got the opposite guy of Xavier Howard. And I still want to go get a top corner in free agency while we pay this kid bottom dollars. Number 36 pick ain't even getting more than $2 million a year.
Let him run.
Just so y'all know.
And let him learn.
Exactly. So that's a big look. And who knows, Bryce Hall might actually be Xavier Howard's replacement 2 years from now. You got to consider that as well. We go get a free agent this offseason. And that's how the money game goes in the NFL. You'll be surprised if Bryce Hall would be a guy who replaces Xavier Howard 2 years from now. So these are all options, man. This is what this team is built for. But good job to the panelists. I think this is an amazing draft. It's not the most sexy draft to people, but this is the best you could do with the picks that you had, given the circumstance.
It's what we need, not what we did with what we need, not what we want.
And people have to understand this about the draft. Everybody you want ain't even going to be there when you want them.
Right.
So you got to go off of the needs you have and the best thing that's available, but not just the best thing available that fits what we're trying to do is the element that no one talks about. The guy who fits what we're trying to do, you might have a more talented guy available, but another guy a few spots down that fits what we're trying to do. So I love this draft. I want to go through the panel real quick and get some last thoughts. But while we're getting last thoughts, guys, we had 498 people in the room at one point. Yes, the highest I saw it get to was 498 people, and I know it's getting later, so some people dropped out. But even now, we still have 389. This has been the highest count for our Tuesday panel conversation. This has actually been more than some games at times. So, I mean, we're bringing people over on Tuesday to loving what we're doing, and no one to credit but our panelists. Reason, Mr. Ballgame, Insanity 5, EM Dolphins fans, Esteban, I appreciate you all because you all make Tuesday night so special, man. But we're going to get final thoughts from you all before we get out of here. So we're going to start with Insanity 5. What you got for us?
Hey guys, it was definitely fun doing this with you, especially everyone in the comment section. Listen, guys, when I did my mock draft earlier on the same site, to the guy who picked Colin Johnson, I definitely picked him. So I was right with you on that one, but he's the one I picked with my last pick. But seeing how we went with offensive line here, you had to go out and get a running back. This is so much fun. You guys should definitely go and, do it yourself and just see how you think and see how things fall. We can do the simulation about 100 times and it will be different every single time because players drop and fall at a different rate each time they do the simulation. So this isn't our final product, but this is a good product, and I'm very happy with what we all came up with. Reason, we know you're always, looking, going to be that outlier guy who's going to give us, so much more in-depth knowledge. And you too, Mr. Ballgame, thank you guys, because I wrote down a lot of names of guys, I'm going to go and look at and see. But free agency, oh my gosh, free agency will make this thing so much easier, and I cannot wait. TD, thank you once again for having me on here. Hi, DM fans. It was so much fun. Thank you guys. I will be off next Tuesday. By the way, I need my vacation days. You gotta start adding up, TD.
You better be here. Talk to us, Mr. Ballgame.
So I like what we did. I think it was a very good collective. Everybody, had strong points of why they went with the guy that they wanted, and then we addressed some of the most important areas that we've all noted as areas of concern for this team. I think the biggest thing still comes down to one. I don't envy Chris Greer at all at this point, this late going into next season. I think he may very well have the toughest job on the planet because with this number of picks, and you got to think we just did 3 rounds. There's still so many other picks that we're gonna have after the third that he's still. It's mind-boggling to think how much effort and how much time these guys are gonna have to put into trying to make these picks meaningful and pick guys that will fit what we're trying to achieve in the future. So I think overall, man, it's gonna be real interesting. It's gonna be real fun. Obviously, I feel like free agency. We got to kill free agency though. No point having the money if you're not gonna go out and get that. I view free agency as going to the car lot with going to the car lot with a blank check, and then you got the Lamborghini on the far end. You got the you got the Corvette, the high end Corvette on the other end, and in the middle you got the minivan. The minivan ain't sexy, but it's functional. But at the same time, you can get that Corvette and pay, still get the same level of performance and not have to spend half the money. You know what I mean? And so Ngakwe to me is a poor man's Z06 Corvette, and Clowney is the Lambo. You know what I mean? And we still gonna get the same similar type of performance. You know what I mean? But you never know, man. These guys gotta want to come too. So as long as we ain't out chasing and overpaying guys to come down here and be a part of it, because I think that then brings the wrong type of energy for guys just solely only coming because he's looking to get paid as opposed to being a part of something great and something that Miami Dolphins have never done. We've never done a rebuild ever in the history of the franchise. Then they don't need to be here, and I don't want to pay guys to not be here for the right reasons. So, first things first, finish up this season strong. Hopefully, we can get 3 wins to close things out, and then get everybody healthy, man, and then hit free agency. Hit free agency hard and fast. Shore up the O-line for some veteran pieces, and then draft some of these guys that we picked, because I'm in love with Andrew Thomas, man. I think that guy is going to be phenomenal. Whoever gets him is going to be lucky, man. And him and Tyler, they're definitely by far the two guys that if we went both these picks back to back and then Tyler's there for us, I'm not upset at all. And when we're there on Vegas on draft day, watching these guys get picked, you ain't gonna hear no complaints out of me. I'll probably be doing cartwheels down the center aisle, man, because it's gonna be great. You know what I mean? Because I know that then they're looking at things the way we're looking at it. You know what I mean? And we can't be too far off of what they might possibly go, what direction they might possibly go. We can't be too far off. There's too much knowledge amongst us, too much love for this team, and our ability to understand the talent around the college ranks to coming into the NFL for us to miss. I think this is going to be really accurate to what the Dolphins may very well do come next, next draft. So that's it for me.
Awesome. Talk to his reason.
So, first of all, I said, even when we talked about the hypothetical of drafting 2, I said you guys would hate me because I'd have the most boring draft in the world. And you look at this draft, and you said it earlier, it's perfect. This isn't a sexy draft, but this is sexy for people who know football and who know what it takes to win. So I like that. I love Andrew Thomas. I think he's a freak. I do think he will be gone if we're picking at 4, especially if Trent Williams gets shipped out by the Redskins. So I want a lot of people to be prepared, as much as some of you hate it in the comments, and I know TD trolls on it, and I know Finsanity rolls her eyes, and I know Ballgame throws his head back. 2 is a real possibility at 4, especially if the medical does check out. I want people I'm just warning people. I know a lot of people come in here to hate on it. Just don't be overly shocked if it happens, because it is a real possibility. That's what I know. We joke around with it and stuff like that, but I just want to prepare people. That's all. But when you come to what we've done in this mock draft, I think we go back to it. All these guys are almost all first-day starters. Who's the only one you got questions about? It's Najee Harris, and I mean, I don't mean to say that for insanity, but that's the only one you really have a question about. Is he going to be a first-day starter? That's the only one you can have the legitimate question about in our selection. So
should have been.
I mean, he'll contribute for sure, but yeah, starter, I don't know.
Yeah, that's.
I'm gonna write this down in my notes. Najee Harris, day 1 starter.
So reason,
that's the only one you can question. I said that's the only one.
Reason. I got a question. So you saying Andrew Thomas may not be there if the Redskins let their guy go? So are we just gonna draft Jeffrey Okudah at 4?
Well, in my non-Tua healthy draft, that's who I picked up for, because I think he'll be gone by 5 at the Detroit Lions because they need serious secondary help.
Yeah, because I think we would definitely go Okudah. If not, and then Bryce Hall, we would still probably go Bryce Hall if we don't address that need in the secondary.
Yeah, I love
the free agency.
I know EM doesn't want to draft a guy like that, but when you're, quarterback rating against is the same as spiking a ball into the ground, I want every piece of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, people forget, I know Sean Smith and Vontae bloomed a little late, but the fact is they bloomed. And imagine if they bloomed next to each other. Our secondary would have been unreal. And with a guy like Okudah, you have the chance to do that. You put that you're putting an elite talent across from an elite talent when it comes to Xavier Howard and Okudah, right? So,
right.
And look at the way our draft fell. If Wade's there, late in the second, the guy who's opposite of Okudah, who's performed well, that's another guy to look at too. If a guy like Bryce Hall is gone and we haven't taken a quarter yet, so
yeah.
Wow.
So overall, guys, man, great night. We still got 360 people hanging out with us, man. This was a night to have the fins up for sure. Let's see if our presence can be felt, guys. Everybody in the comment, everybody who's watching right now, go ahead and put a fins up in the comment section. Let's see if we can get the comment section to roll to let everybody know that the fins are here tonight, looking at this mock draft and enjoying every bit of it. Put a fins up in the comment section. Let the comment section roll. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are on the road to 7,000 subscribers. We are less than 140 away, and I know that you all can help us get there by sharing the videos, letting other people know about the channel. I see all the fins up hitting the comment section right now. Man, that's what's up, man. Any last thoughts by any other panelists?
Josh Rosen gonna shock the world.
I like that.
Reason we gotta go ahead. I'm sorry, TV.
No, go ahead. You good.
Reason we gotta talk about this draft stuff, man. We want to talk about this draft stuff because I really want to pick your brain. You and Mr. Ball Games, I want to pick both of you guys' brain a lot because I want to.
I'm a college football head, so yeah.
I know that.
I had pitched to TD about if we identify the 3 biggest needs on the offense and then we identify the 3 biggest needs on the defense, we could do like a top 5 big board for each one of those positions.
Okay.
So that's an idea. It's a thought.
Yeah, if y'all want to work on it, I can hit that live button for you anytime, man.
Okay.
So, all right. Anything y'all want to work on, you just let me know and I'll hit the live button. I ain't even got to be there. I can hit it for you, bring you in, and let you do your thing.
That's what's up.
All right. And that's for my panelists now. All right. That's me clear. All right. So
that's Dial and Irene Young too, man.
Yes, always. TD, how much will the Fins have for 2020? They'll have about $126 million. That's my estimations based off of all the numbers that came out today. We'll roughly have about just keep it at 120.
So with those 3 first-round picks that we have, that's probably going to eat up roughly 14, 15 million, and well, that's probably with that including everyone, probably going to be about 15 million for the rookie reserve, huh?
I'm doing the math now. Nah, we every bit of about 23 million right there.
23 million with the rookie reserve.
That's what I'm counting. I could be a little off, but based off of these 4 picks and where they're picking, to me, that's about 23 million. That's quick math, but that's about 23 million on the board right there, based off of draft pick value. Now I don't know what the values are, how much it's gone up, but even if I was to adjust inflation, no more than 25.
Okay.
Because you're 68, 62, 36. 1 million, basically. To a degree. You're 23. You're looking at about 4 to 5 million. 22, about 5 million. Number 4 is where you're gonna get hit with about 15.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy gotta be worth it.
Yeah, that's about 15 million at
Gotta
number
take
4.
the top guy at the position if you're gonna spend that type of money on him. So
I can't believe we didn't talk about the Patriots tonight, because I got a good question for you guys. I'll throw this one out to all three of you. If they find out, which it looks like they have, if they find out that there was, some,
they're gonna take draft picks.
Okay, here's my better question. Now, because they've already done the draft picks, and because the word is, Peyton Manning complained about a bug locker room and they had to go talk out in the hallway. You know what I mean? Apparently, people have said close. I was listening to Shannon Sharp talk about it today. He said people close to the situation that he knows have said Spygate was 10 times worse than what we all know. So, do you think Bill Belichick should be removed as a head coach because this is another thing that he had to have okayed? And they got 8 minutes of footage of them filming the signals and the coaches on the sidelines and stuff. Should Bill Belichick be removed if they find that they broke the rules again now for another time?
It has to be rougher than that. And I'm not just saying that as a.
I'm gonna be honest.
Rougher than that.
I mean, it all depends on how the rule is written, though. But I know without a shadow of a doubt that there's other coaches. I mean, coaches spy, and they do they do illegal taping of others all the time. So, unfortunately,
if it does turn out to be something that's egregious, that's way over the top, I would actually even be in favor of him being banned. Yeah, because you're messing with the integrity of the sport. I ain't with all the looking at film and things like that. But if you're talking about bugging locker rooms and stuff like that,
that's different.
Yeah,
that's a Peyton Manning said.
I would say ban them, because you got to set a precedent, especially because he's an habitual offender at this point. If these things turn out to be proven. But hey, it is what it is right now. I'm just all about I want to beat them.
But what about is Kraft complacent in all this too? Like how deep is this going? Like how
they're not gonna hold the owner accountable. No, man, because he's not dealing with the day-to-day operations. He's the owner. He's trying to get his pocketbook, even though Kraft is. But that's all Belichick. The NFL ain't crazy.
Organization that Kraft don't know about. That no owner knows about.
Well, here's an example. Eric, when Eric Mangini was with the Jets, he talked to Belichick and he said, "Listen, I know what you do against other teams. Just please don't do it against me." You know what Belichick said? Literally, he said, "F you. I'm going to do it even worse to you." That was his response to a guy who came up in his coaching tree. So, people use this word, and I think I'm starting to see it because we used to hear about it in his personal life with his wife and the cheating. But I think this guy's a scoundrel all the way around. And I don't know, man.
Hey, man, at the highest level of the game, I'm not condoning it, but I will tell you that them jokers believe that if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Fine, yeah. Anything for competitive advantage, right?
Yeah, man. They always, whatever it takes, bro. They, that's even down to a lot of them be lying. They be lying on the injury reports.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
They do that every week.
Yeah. So,
they do that every week.
For me to hear that the Patriots been bugging
we lying on the we lying on the injury report right now.
Well, what about the headsets? The away headsets always go out. Yeah. Always go out, but they never have problems. They never won.
Hey, why did Kansas City's gear get sent to New York?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? All sorts of stuff, man. The Joker's trying to win, man. They don't care, man. They just want to win, man. It's all about them trophies. And I wouldn't put it past Belichick any day of the week that he's mastermind behind all of this. He's just saying, do it, just don't get caught. And whoever getting caught, probably, you know what I'm saying, they going to have to take it on the chin, but the league got to do something. I mean, they're going to do something just because somebody else is going to complain about it. But you're talking about the Patriots, though. You're talking about Robert Kraft, who's like real charismatic. You know what I mean? He's really liked amongst the owners. So they probably just write it off to them or something else. But, Belichick going to wind up having his head roll for it, But he don't care.
He better get out now.
Well, I mean, it's almost time, man. That thing coming down around them, bro. Without Brady, man. He got to start all over. That dude, what is that quarterback they got up there behind Brady?
Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah, he might be all right, but he ain't gonna ever be Tom. So, And Belichick's, it's probably time for him. It's probably time for him to go ahead and figure out something else.
Get a vote.
Because I know I'm sick of him.
Yeah.
But guys,
every Dolphin fan on the planet should be sick of him,
Absolutely. We're about to get up out of here, man. And again, thank you to all the panelists, man. Another great show. I'll see y'all back tomorrow with some more TD Fans Talk live streams. Thank y'all. I appreciate all the new subscribers to the channel. And I appreciate everyone who donated to the channel to help us do bigger and better things. Everybody who donates to the channel, you help me run this new platform that they charge me about $50 a month for. So I thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. But at least they removed their StreamYards banner and I can multi-stream now because we've had some Facebook love tonight as well. So it's pretty awesome. And again, this is TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We're gonna keep on doing it bigger and better, man. I love y'all. I'm just TD Fans Talk. I'm out, y'all. Y'all see y'all later. All right.
All right.
Great stream, guys.
Yeah.
Man, we ending the stream with 350 people in the room. It's almost like, y'all, we got to keep going, but now I'm out.
Good night.
All right, good night.
All right, bro.